There we go. I was so like, damn, why I ain't lying, nigga? What happened? Well, I gotta make sure everything good. I don't know why I got that in my hand. It need to be. There we go. Got the wrong thing in my hand. All right. Are we live? Let me. There we go. There we go. There is another thing I need to do real quick. I'm not gonna hold y'all. Hold on. Yeah, I'm talking in the background and shit. My bad, y'all. Hold on, y'all. I'm finna do something real quick. First of all, overlay. Enter channel handle. Create a new browser source in your streaming software and add the generated link. That, yo, hold on, my bad. I'm doing some extra shit right now, right? Hold on, let me do browser. And I ain't talking down. Is that my YouTube chat? I don't think this is my YouTube chat. Hold on. That motherfucker. Shit, it just did something. That hell went invisible. Let me test that hell real quick. Test. I'm gonna type in the chat real quick. That shit did not pop up on my whatchamacallit. Hold on, my bad, y'all. I'm trying to get the chat to pop up on my my YouTube, cause I've been meaning to do that shit and I ain't did it, but shit, niggas might be, that shit might have to wait for right now, cause I mean it is a way I can, hold on, it's just gonna be ugly though. Hold on, there is a way I can put the chat on screen for y'all. Hold on, y'all. But other than that, peace to all the gods and goddesses, kings and queens, emperors and empresses, chiefs and chiefesses, and priests and priestesses of the motherfucking land. I hope you're having a great cosmic rising or a great cosmic night. Hopefully my mic good. I hope y'all got y'all gas on deck. I hope y'all got y'all. If you don't smoke, I hope you got your, you feel me, yo snacks, nigga. What you got today? What you got? Some Doritos? Oh, my bad. The camera down here. I moved the camera down here. My bad, y'all. What y'all got today? Some Doritos, nigga? The blue bag or the purple bag? I don't really fuck with the red like that. What y'all got today? What you smoking on? Some, what you smoking on today? Some dookie booty? Head ass. If you got your drink, what you drinking on? Patron, 1800? Don't get too drunk now. Don't get too drunk during my shit. I don't do all that. Just get you enough to get buzzed. You feel me? Get that good feeling. And we gonna, you know, get them spirits in your city. Make sure you bless the bottle. Make sure you bless the bottle. When you niggas out there drinking, gang, bless the bottle. I don't care how you do it. Bless that hoe. It's the reason why you supposed to do that. You don't bless that hoe, all kind of spirits gonna be in your body. I learned that shit from my big sister. But my bad. Hold on. Let me see. I'm still trying to get this chat up off screen for y'all real quick. If I can do that. Hold on. Pop out chat. There we go. Select all. Copy. Pull up my OBS. Take this out. Control V. There we go. Ew. Ew. I don't like that it looked like that. Like, I can't fade that. I probably could do this. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I don't. Maybe I can't. Hold on. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. What's up, Trey? I see you up in here, my boy. We're gonna do color correction type shit, and we're gonna do opacity. We're gonna turn the opacity down some. Close. You can't really see that. Hold on. Let me turn that opacity up some. My bad, y'all. Turn that hoe up just a little bit more. shit, I don't click some shit I wasn't supposed to click. There we go. Yeah, so the chat, like, we gonna put that whole, like, something like that, gang. There we go. So it's faded out, so it don't block nothing out screen if I do pull some shit up. I am gonna, you know, I'm gonna pull some shit up, you know, to show descriptions and shit. You feel me? But a lot of shit, you know, you can't really Google. You feel me? Some shit you just can't Google for real. I keep looking up, thinking the camera up here, but y'all down here. But some shit you just can't Google for real, gang. But today we talking about Planet Aquaria. Yes, I gave Earth a new name, bro, because we live right. I'm finna break this down to y'all the best way I can. A lot of this shit, like 5D information, goddammit. Earth, which I think is Earth, right? I don't care how much money a nigga got. I don't care if you've been all around the world. You haven't explored the entire Earth. I don't care if you went scuba diving to the deepest of trenches, nigga. You haven't explored. This planet is 10 times bigger than we think it is. If you haven't gone outside the ice walls, you haven't explored this whole planet. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care how rich a nigga is and where he went to. He's like, oh yeah, nigga, I done went inside a volcano out there in Honolulu, and then I went inside the caves of Tibet and China and shit. Like, no, calm down. You ain't been nowhere yet, gang. We ain't been nowhere yet. So for all we know, this planet could be way bigger than what we being told, which in fact it is, because we don't know what's past Antarctica. But we do. Most of humanity has come to a point now, and I just almost knocked my entire blunt off the fucking table, moving the keyboard and shit. Most of humanity knows there's an ice wall. Everybody talking about it now. You seen this shit all on the internet. I could talk about this shit a little more comfortably now and add some new shit niggas ain't never heard before. Because niggas getting comfortable with this shit now. Speaking on all this shit, right? There's more land outside the ice walls. And you might be like, OJ, how do you know that? Because extraterrestrials exist. And you might be wondering, like, okay, what do you mean by extraterrestrials exist? Because one, extraterrestrial itself, terrestrial means land. I had to take a sit back and really think about that shit. When we talk about extraterrestrials, we not talking niggas from other planets. Terrestrial means land. It means land. Terrestrial. Terrestrial, however you want to pronounce it, is many different Latin terms for the shit. But terrestrial means land. So when you hear extraterrestrial, that means extra land. Extra land where? You see what I'm saying? We can't go outside the ice walls. Or let's just not even call them ice walls. Let's keep it on a little 3D for a minute. Let's keep it on the 3D perspective for those, you know, who ain't that far yet. But nobody don't know what's past Antarctica. We don't know what's past Antarctica. We don't even know what's at the North Pole. Because I don't even think you can go up there like that. You can go to the geographical North Pole. You can do that. But you can't go to the magnetic North Pole, which has an actual location. Because you got two different types of poles. You got the geographical North Pole. You got the geographical poles of the Earth. And then you have the magnetic poles of the Earth. And the true poles of the Earth are the magnetic ones, and those are reversed. The north is actually the south, and the south is actually the north. That's why the poles be flipping a lot. That's why they flip every so amount of years. And we happen to be in the age, Aquarian age, we happen to be in an age where these poles like to flip. Because if y'all know that, well, to those who do know, I don't know if everybody know, but your scientists have already found out that the North Pole is moving slower and slower to Siberia. It's moving from Canada to Siberia, which means the North Pole is finna get ready to go back down where Antarctica is, and the South Pole is finna get ready to come up. The magnetic South Pole is finna get ready to come up where the North Pole is. And them shit's in reverse anyways, because when you study physics, Physics 1, they tell you that the poles is already like the opposite. So the north is already the south, and the south is already the north. So when that south actually goes down, it's actually going to be south. And when that north comes up to the north, it's actually going to be north. I know that's kind of mind fucking, but that's these niggas. That's what these niggas be doing with they science shit. That's the white man shit. That ain't my shit. Shit, if it was me, I'd have kept it simple. I'd be like, nigga, this shit is the north and that one is the south. You feel me? And according to physics, this one is the north and that one's the south. Simple as that. But what they, that's what they tell us in the physics books in science. That your poles is the opposite. It's always been the opposite. So we in the age where these poles like to flip. Also, the sun's poles flipped last year. It was either last year or the year before that. The sun's poles flip every 11 years. So the sun is moving with the earth right now. The sun and earth is communicating because the earth is sick. You gotta remember, like, it's so much shit that's been taking place. Like, we in the center point of the planet, right? We finna get into this. We just finna get into this, right? Now, I'm gonna pull up a picture for you. Hold on. I'm gonna pull up a picture for you. I'm gonna pull up something for you, right? I want you to look at this. Hold on. I'm gonna pull up 2 photos, as a matter of fact. Open link in new tab. Open link in, not open link, open image in new tab. There we go. Hold on, let me open this other image in the new tab real quick. Hold on, y'all. And then I want to pull this up right here. Open image in new tab. And I'm gonna both small, whatever, cause we gonna use these to the best of our ability. All right, so let me make sure y'all can see this. Can y'all see this? Let me make sure my audio ain't fucked up too, cause I switched screens. All right, bet. So it ain't no better photo than that, nigga. Hold on, cause I want to use a photo like this, right? We gonna not open image. Yeah, here we go. That's much better. That's way better than what the fuck this shit is. Hold on. And then let me open this, the one I wanted to open. Or as a matter of fact, this a much, come on now. This a much better picture right here. Open image and new tab. We probably ain't gonna be able to see it like that. Hell nah. But it is shit, it's good enough. Alright. So, first of all, Earth is not land. Earth shouldn't even be called, well, it could be called Earth because Earth is heart, it's the word heart mixed around. They just took the H and put it at the end. That's why it's called Earth. We in the heart chakra of a feminine titan. But get into just specifically our location where we're at, right? It's known that there's a firmament above and below. A firmament that surrounds where we live. You can look at it in the Egyptian text. You can look at it in the religious text. You can look at it in the Chinese text. You can look at it in the Aztecian or the Hispanic mythology and legends. You feel me? Every single civilization on Earth, whether they were religious or shamanic, because you had 2 types of groups on this planet. The religious motherfuckers was the ones. That's religious is all being religious. Religion is a system that is used for those who need something to look towards, who need something to blame, who need something, like, for example, right? Motherfuckers who is religious be ready to blame God for most of the shit that's going on the planet. They be like, oh, why can't God do it? He can stop it, da 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 da. Versus a person that's not religious, they gonna understand, like, God making us go through this shit because he got to see who the strongest. He ain't just finna let nobody up in his army or up in his crew, or you feel me? And he just not finna let nobody with this nigga until you prove yourself. Like, okay, this nigga done went through hell. This nigga done went through hell and he's still angelic. That nigga on the squad. You feel me? So that's the difference. But all your different pantheons, religious texts, they speak on something encasing where we live. Not the entire planet. Remember that. Not the entire. See, people so honed in on just the 7 continents. You feel me? We so honed in on believing what NASA tell us. Let me have y'all look at me real quick. But we so honed in on what NASA telling us. We so honed in on what the scientists, you gotta remember, there were niggas here that been discovered shit before these Caucasian scientists figured out anything. Do y'all not remember the Dogon tribe? Them niggas was the first ever niggas on Earth to find out about Sirius A, B, and C without a telescope and without this man-made technology. They were in contact with beings that they call the Nomos, which is an aquatic species that is native to Earth. What you think your dolphins and whales is? If you notice, a dolphin and a whale, those are not fish. Those are living mammals, just like a human. They don't breathe in water. They breathe in air. That's why they got blowholes. They have lungs, just like us. They have a heart, just like us. And they have a brain. They have a whole organ system, just like us. And skeletal system, just like us. It's made different, but it's similar to ours. And it's also scientifically proven that all your, damn, what's the category name for dolphins and whales? Damn, I forgot what they scientifically call them. But all your dolphins and whales scientifically have been experimented on, because you know these white people, the reason why these niggas experiment on everything, because they're trying to figure out where the fuck they at, why everything's so magical, why everything's so powerful, and more importantly, the reason why they dissect everything, because they're trying to find their origin on how they came about. They can't find that shit out. They can't. That's why they dissect everything. Even us. They experiment in everything, gang, because they trying to figure out, okay, what the fuck, how did we come about? Do we have some type of do we have some type of genetic origin to this planet? That's what they're trying to figure out. So they can, because when they do, they can be like, oh yeah, we from here, just like y'all, we from here. But they can't do that though. They can't do that. Have you noticed they went and colonized every land on Earth where people was living at? There was people living in America. There was people living in Mexico. There was niggas living in Brazil. It was niggas living in Africa. It was niggas living in New Zealand. Niggas living in Australia. Niggas living in Vietnam and the Philippines. You feel me? These niggas went around to every one of them lands, slaughtered niggas, and said this shit ours. Because they needed a place to call themselves home. When you look into the story of Moses, and he was leading the niggas out of Egypt, the Exodus, and it was following the cloud he said, God told him to follow this cloud, because he said he's going to come as a cloud by day, but he's going to move as a pillar of fire by night. That's a UFO. That's a UFO. That's an extraterrestrial being with such great intellect. You got to remember, if I'm walking around, right? Let's say one day I just wake up like Superman, right? I know everything in the fuck, like I can tell everybody every answer to every problem, right? Niggas will start looking at me like God. They can be like, how this little nigga know? How he know how to fix my relationship with my wife? How he know what screws I need to fix the car, to fix the torque on my car? How he know what kind of hair ties I need to put in my hair? How he know all these equations that we can never solve yet? You see what I'm saying? Let's say I wake up like that one day, right? Niggas will look at me as God. Because they be like, this nigga know so much. He know more than we do. This nigga making technology we ain't never seen before. He making some shit we ain't never seen before. And that's what people gonna do. So if right now, for example, right, you got the 3-eye atlas shit, everybody talking about these UFOs in the sky, right? If aliens was to pull up today, I promise you, all the money in my pocket, nigga, at least 70% of the population is going to worship them like gods. They be like, nigga, fuck the government. Nigga, fuck these niggas and what they got. We want to see what we want to be with y'all. Niggas is going to, the occultism shit. They call it cultism. Religion is a cult itself. And they be quick to say, you got niggas quick in the Bible ready to say some shit about spell and black magic and this. They call it black magic because it's the magic of the black people. It's some shit they ain't never seen before. And the shit that we was doing, because we were shamanic. Remember, like I mentioned earlier, there were two types of groups on the planet. There were shamanic people and the shamanic, right? Let me pull this chart up for y'all. On a regular, hold on, let me put this blunt down. I gotta talk as I'm typing. But the shamanic people were the people who were more connected to nature. And these the niggas that utilize nature to fit, to call upon source or to talk to source, or to talk to or to gain deeper insight about themselves or the planet or the cosmos itself. You feel me? They tuned into nature to do that. That's what the shamanic people did. That I mean, like the shamans were smoking weed, nigga. The shamans were smoking weed. They were messing around with shrooms. It was some nigga. It was plants y'all don't even know the names of that they was fucking around with. That can. Did you not know there's a cactus out there that you can take that literally gives you the same, if not even stronger, psychedelic effects than shrooms? It's a cactus. I forgot the name of that motherfucker because it got a weird ass name. But you'll be surprised on the amount of knowledge that shamans had. Shamans were the real scientists because they was always playing around with nature. You feel me? So hold on, let me pull up this picture, right? Hold on. Let me go to where is that? Here we go, right here, right? I want to pull this up for you. It's called the evolutionary tree of religion. Oh, I can't zoom in on this shit? You got me fucked up. I'm zooming in on this shit one way or another. Here we go. So I'm finna pull up this picture, right? I got this picture right here. I don't know if y'all ever seen this before. Can y'all see this shit? Yeah, y'all can see this shit. This is a different tree of all the religion. If you want this, I'll email it to you. This is a different tree of all the religions that evolved over time. The main thing that nigga, even the Europeans, the Caucasoids, the human beings, nigga, even they had their own form of shamanism. It's called animism, because even they ancients, nigga, knew that they was tied to the animals. They shared a lot of DNA with different animals of nature. Y'all gotta look at this shit like Dragon Ball Z, right? The Saiyans is like my people. That's why they made them monkeys. And notice Frieza, when Frieza was racist. Frieza is the definition of the white races. The reptilians, in fact. The nigga pulled up and was always talking to Goku and Vegeta crazy. He's like, oh, you monkeys. Y'all monkeys think y'all gonna kill me today? Like, damn, nigga, who is Frieza really talking to in that show? You dig? So the Saiyans was like us, and then the humans is like your white people. And the humans can get strong. Nigga, look at Krillin, look at Tien, look at Yamcha. Who else? I think that's pretty much it. Krillin, Tien, Yamcha, them niggas were strong as shit. They were stronger than the average human. Krillin could beat the shit. Come on, Krillin can do a Kamehameha. Like, I'm trying to figure out how, they telling you in Dragon Ball Z what humans could do. If niggas put their mind to it, because the mind manifests everything. So, like I said, you know, the humans can get strong as fuck, because they ain't just new animism. Tapping into nature, nigga. And then over here, you have something called Aboriginal Dream Time. You feel me? The dreams. Because we knew that everything took place in the astrals first before they took place here in the physical. Look at Black Panther. Remember Black Panther? In order for him to become the Black Panther, he had to take that plant. He had to take that plant, that little juice from that plant. And he'll go into a deep ass like sleep. That shit'll make him tweak out shit. Veins all on his face and shit. But it'll put him under a deep sleep. Make him it'll basically forcefully astral project him. Now he in this higher plane speaking to his ancestors. And they telling him this and that. Like, yeah, you ready to be the one now. It's time to take it. You feel me? Once you leave this realm from here and go back to that physical, you know what you need to do from there. You feel me? This is what that is. Aboriginal Dream Time. Niggas was always messing around in them astral planes. Niggas was always connected to the astral planes, even through the physical, whether it was through meditation or via plants or herbs, which we would know as mushrooms, certain flowers, certain cacti, and even certain trees, nigga. Niggas was always, that's what they did. Then after that, it evolved to shamanism. And shamanism is just the same thing. Look, East and South Asian. Look at the Asians. The Asians still tapped into that shaman shit to this day. Them Asians be over there meditating. Them niggas be over there punching bricks. Like, imagine if I'm telling you, gang. What? Imagine if my people trained like them Asians trained and them monks. Niggas sitting on top of the mountain 2 months at a time, ain't even moved, ain't even opened his eyes, ain't even drunk no water or ate no food, and the nigga still be living. Nigga still be muscular. And then not only that, the nigga is insanely wise as fuck. They people stay doing that shit. They stay the Central Asia, Middle East. Look at the Arabs. Even they stealing, even though they got a religion. When we were getting to, if you go further up the Middle East, you'll start to see the Mesopotamian, which would be the Sumerian gods. Then it translated over to the Canaanites. You know, the niggas that was in the caves, basically. This is the start of, you know, the Caucasoid species. You feel me? Because there's different groups of them. You got your white Americans, but most of your white Americans are either British, German, Irish, or Welsh. You got your Swedish motherfuckers. You got your Norwegian, Russia. My bad, I was looking at something. Russia, and then China, and then the Arabs. You feel me? So you know, this is what this is right here. This is the beginning of them branching out. You feel me? Niggas started branching out. They made Judaism. Notice Jews was the first to come about. Notice them niggas was the first to come about. Then after that, it went up to, then you got your Islam, your Sunni, and then you got your Hellenistic Judaism. I'm not sure what the fuck that is, but I'm gonna have to Google that because there's so much shit on there. And then you got it keeps going, you know, your current modern day Islam. You know, with the Quran and, you know, your Muslims. You know, but what I can say is even with the Muslims, they still shamanic though. They still be over there with the incense, you know, with the flutes and shit. Them niggas believe in jinn. If you don't know what jinn is just nothing but motherfucking disembodied beings in the Christian religion they call them demons or devils. Because they don't know what they is. But with the Muslims, they call them jinn because they know what they is. They know these beings were predate humans. And they know these beings can come in 3 different charges, 3 different electrical charges. They can come in negative charge, which would be evil. They can come in a positive charge, which you know is good. Or they can come in neither or, which would be neutral. The neutral charge, which is a nigga don't pick sides. He only picks sides until it benefits, you know, his own well-being. Because, you know, these jinns have spirit. They show you in the movie Aladdin with the blue genie. Let me keep going back. And genie also, how can I explain this? A genie can grant a wish, right? The jinn can't grant wishes, so be careful. Don't niggas thinking jinn can grant them wishes and shit. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it. But genie, when they show you the genie can grant any wish, that was them showing you that yo gene, they spell genie Genie. But if you remove that I in genie, you get gene E, which is genes, genetics, your brain. You feel me? You can literally wish anything in your reality. If you want that new car, you gonna work hard for it and make that bitch appear in your reality, right? Hell yeah. You want to make a piece of artwork that you got in your head of this certain symbol. You gonna get them paint sticks and put in that work to manifest that motherfucking reality, right? Now you got 10,000 people trying to buy this art piece off of you because they ain't never seen no shit like this before. And that shit resonate with their soul to the deepest of levels because you pulling shit from the astral realms. Anything you think of, you can manifest it. Anything you put faith, your divine will and force in becomes motion. Energy in motion manifests. Because that's what magnetism is. Magnetism is electricity in motion. When electricity is in motion, it creates magnetism. Your thoughts is electricity, your neurons. So every time you think of some shit, boom. I don't care if you try to hurry up and not stop thinking about it, mother. Once you already think of it, that energy moves out. You don't even gotta vibrate the realms sometimes. You could just think of the shit long enough and it'll happen. You think about somebody all day, right? You thinking about your best friend. Let's say, you know, to the goddesses out there, right? You think about your best friend Shakaya, right? You feel me? You're like, damn, I wonder what that girl been doing all day. She ain't text me. Next thing you know, out of nowhere, 30 seconds later, she called you. She either text you or call you. You like, damn, you hear her like, girl, I was just thinking about you. Like, hell yeah, girl, I was just thinking about you too. Like, shit. I was thinking about you like, damn, I gotta hit this girl up. That's this. Working at play. What you would know is telepathy or telekinesis. That's you using your brain waves manifesting shit in physical reality. You keep thinking about some shit. You like, for example, this is why it's not good to worry about shit. Because you keep thinking, if you keep worrying about something, you like, damn, I gotta make sure this don't happen, this don't happen, this don't happen. You keep thinking about it, it's gonna happen. If you just be like, damn, I don't want this to happen. Let me stop thinking about it, and now let me think of all the things I want to happen that can make this not happen. Boom. You fucking up the game right there. Cheat codes. You got rent due at the end of the month, nigga. Don't worry about that shit, nigga. Don't stress, because when you start to worry about it, you're going to start to think about getting kicked out. You're going to visualize this reality of you getting evicted. Don't do that. Fuck that. Just be like, you know what? Okay, we know this is coming. Now let's think of everything that we can do so that way we create this reality instead of this reality. Don't just think about it too. Put in the work. You thinking about all this different shit that you can make happen? You're like, okay, I know I can do this, I can do that. Bet, let me start putting in the work. Let me start doing this and doing that. Because now you got to take the physical vessel, this. Because this ain't you. This is just a vehicle for you to make shit physically manifest in this realm. That's all this is. So with all this shit right here, right? I still got this picture. We ain't finished. When we look at all your different religions, I'm looking for Catholicism. There's Catholicism, but that branched off from a reform of Judaism, because you got Reformed Jew. This is your modern day Jews. You got your ancient Jews down here, and I think they were still polytheistic, and polytheistic means worshiping multiple gods. But they end up reforming themselves to one God known as Yahweh, or this God in this book, which is nothing but an extraterrestrial being with high amounts of knowledge, leagues beyond humans. This is something that predates humans. This is something that has technology humans never seen before. Of course, niggas is going to worship it like a god. Where did that mentality come from in humans? I can't explain that shit to you. I can't. I don't know if that's a trained behavior, or like that's something that's just genetically instilled in us. It's like anytime we see some shit more powerful than us, we either two things. One thing is fear. We see some shit more powerful than us, the first thing that comes is fear, and two things happen. Niggas either freak out against this thing in fear, or they worship this thing out of fear, because they know it's more powerful than them. You can't do that. You can't nothing. The greatest weapon in the cosmos is fear. It's not who got the most technology. It's not who got the most, not even the most knowledge. You feel me? It's not. It's really fear. It's how fear is used. Now, don't get me wrong. Fear is something that is needed. It keep your ass from dying. If you in the woods and all the animals stop chirping and shit, and you get dead silent, and you start getting this dreadful ass fearful feeling like something finna happen, you better listen to that feeling and get the fuck up out of there. You're not just willingly trying to die. You feel me? You're not just willingly trying to die, but like fearless as in you got morals. You stand up against certain shit. Certain shit you don't rock with. It's certain shit that a certain code you carry in your DNA that it don't allow you to rock with certain shit. You gotta think about that. Niggas is coded in certain way. Your DNA is literally codes. It's nothing but different letters. Different letters that's been combined in many different, that's been generated in many random different ways and unique properties that allow it to make who you are. Yeah, you a human like everybody else, but you're not the same as everybody else. That's what make this shit so beautiful. You feel me? But you a code, your code is set a certain way where certain shit you ain't gonna follow, nigga. You can't get down with you for some reason you just can't get down with school. You like, yeah, you smart enough to do all this shit, but you just like, I ain't fucking with this shit. You smart enough to look at society and be like, oh, everybody want to rock red hoodies? Well, I'm finna rock a black one. Niggas say black hoodies ugly? Well, I'm rocking them hoes. Now everybody want to rock a black hoodie all of a sudden. Because this is what happens. This is why trends fall off so quick. Everybody get into some shit and they drain it. They drain the creative force of this shit so bad. Immediately everybody gets bored. Now they looking for the next thing. They like, oh, hey, that nigga, why that nigga rocking a black hoodie? You causing controversy right there, because everybody talking about red hoodies. You supposed to be wearing a red one according to society, but you wearing a black one. You like, nah, fuck that. Now you causing controversy. Remember, all attention is good attention. All publicity is good publicity. Anyways, but yeah, now niggas is like, why this nigga rocking a black hoodie? Why you feel like, why? Because I ain't trying to be like everybody else. I just want to be me. You feel me? Now you got other niggas, because remember, everybody has a subconscious. Everybody got that inner voice in their head that's been talking to them. Now you got the niggas in the group. They like, damn. Shit, I've really been feeling like that anyways. Like, fuck these red hoodies. Like, shit, he rocking a black one. Why can't I rock one? I'm finna go, you feel me? Now everybody trying to come your way. It start off as 10, now it's 100, now it's 100,000 coming your way. Snowball effect, as they call it. Because you being unique in your own way. Certain shit your code won't let you do. So Scientology, look, Scientology, this is like the biggest shit niggas keep talking about today is Scientology. This shit was made back in 1954. Haitian voodoo, 1685. Hoodoo, 1800s. This is where we getting into the Mexicans, or let me say the Hispanics. The Hispanics and Latinos and black people, you in the African, you feel me? Because I don't even like to call us black. We American Indians. The American Indians, and then your Hispanic or Central America Indians, and then your Africans. We get more into this shit. Now, when we start talking about play to Indian, shamanism. Look at this. Haitian voodoo is shamanism. Hoodoo and voodoo is shamanism. Macumba, I don't know what that is, but that's shamanism still, I'm pretty sure, because it's over here. Pueblo, this is now, Santeria, Candomblé, all this shit right here, we getting into them Hispanic shit, you feel me, because they got their shit too. Everybody got their own sauce. They magic, everybody got their own sauce. It's just one group of people managed to broadcast their spells on such a mass level. They was able to mind control everybody and take them from their own powers. Cause they looked at us and seen the shit we was doing. They was like, damn, we want that, but we need to trick these niggas to give us they shit. You feel me? We need to trick them to give us they shit. So what they start doing, which you was know as colonizing and conquering. You feel me? Took everybody's shit. Now they using it for themselves, but they using it for dark shit. Sacrificing children, blood rituals, calling upon demons, trying to summon demons to possess. You feel me? This is what they be doing. So these is the look, Aztecs, Iroquois, Mayans, Olmecs. All this is shamanism, and then when you get over here, all this is mainly religion. This is really all this shit right here is religion. But when you get over here, like when we talk about the Celtics, Germans, the Slavics, the Norway people over there in Norway. But the Norwegian people, all them niggas, they was more on the shamanistic side and animism side too, because they had polytheism. They believed in different, like Norse, they got Thor and all that shit. Celtics, I'm not too sure what's in the Celtics, but all these different people had their own respective gods or own respected higher sources. Let me just say that, higher sources that they look towards too. You feel me? And most of everybody's shit was nature. When niggas look at shit, nature. Even the Christian book, it talks about nature. When they talk about the Son of God, you feel me? The Son of God. Who is God? God really is the planet Earth, which is a mother nature. They try to they throw the patriarchy in there by making them a he, all about the man, instead of, hold on, the woman give birth to everything, and without a man, you can't get a man without a woman. So I'm just saying, scientifically, you can't get a man without a woman. So planet Earth would be the God, and then you got the sun, which is the sun. Now, speaking on all that, right? Here we go right here. This picture's so ugly. I want to use this right. So, planet Earth, all these different religions. This is why I had to talk about all that shit and bring all this shit together, because everybody was talking about the same shit, but just in different perspectives. Because you gotta remember, niggas was on different parts of the planet, so niggas got different perspectives of all these global events that took place. Like for example, a solar eclipse. That's just one of the global events that take place. But all of them speak about something above the earth. Even in science, they call it the atmosphere, the 7 layers of the atmosphere. You got the ionosphere. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna pull that up right now. Hold on. We'll pull that up right now. Right. We gonna use this one, right? We gonna use this one. Ew, what the fuck? Hold on, y'all. Did that? Oh, there we go. Okay, good. Okay, there we go. Okay, we back. I got it up here for y'all, right? So look, you got the atmosphere, right? This is what you would call the Earth. Also has a magnetic field. This is the shit I be showing y'all with the solar flares and shit. I don't know if I can go pull up the instruments, because Elder Kali said they shut down them instruments ever since that comet came. He said ever since that 3-eye atlas, they said this 3-eye atlas supposed to be on the way. NASA shut down them instruments, so niggas can't even go look to see the latest solar flares that's been hitting the Earth, and the solar winds and shit, and the magnetosphere and the magnetopause. If y'all know what that is, just Google it. Magnetosphere, magnetopause. Look into it. I recommend that shit, because you're gonna learn we're getting hit with mass amounts of basically nuclear radiation. The sun is just a nuclear reactor, nigga. That's all it is. It's just a big ass nuclear reactor that's giving off free energy, and a lot of that radiation is coming down to the Earth in more potent levels now, which is going to start to cause changes in people's genes and genetics and shit. So this right here, these 7 layers of this electromagnetic field, is what we call the atmosphere. You have the troposphere, where all your thunderstorms and shit take place and shit like that. Then you got the ozone layer right here that supposedly protects us from the sun's rays. Who needs to be protected? I feel like nobody need. I mean, shit, nigga, it's already holes in the atmosphere. It's holes in the ozone layer right now, big as shit, letting all kind of radiation in, and shit ain't happened to. I mean, I understand there's other people getting fucked up by the sun, but I ain't getting fucked up by the sun. Every time I go out, I love the sun. Nigga, I hate the cold. I enjoy the heat. Nigga, oh, it's hot outside. I'm like, yeah, I know. I like it, because I start to sweat. And when I sweat, that means I'm detoxing all these different waste and different heavy metals that's in my body. This is why a lot of people, every summer, it seems like a lot of mind awakening shit happen. All this crazy shit just start to happen every summer since 2020, because the simple fact, the sun is hitting people's pineal glands different now. The sun is hitting niggas' pineal glands different now, because you gotta remember, the sun do give you benefits. The sun can kill or it can heal. Remember, the sun give you vitamin D, vitamin K, vitamin B. It also increases your serotonin and melatonin levels. Your serotonin to get you active through the day, and it get your melatonin levels up on reserve for when it help you rest at night. You feel me? You rest better at night. You sweat, you detoxing out all them heavy metals. You feel me? And then you gotta remember, when things get hot, things vibrate faster. When atoms vibrate faster, it creates heat, radiation. You feel me? So you feel lighter throughout the summer too. But when it get cold, you get all stiff, you rigid, you freezing, you seeking warm air. That's the crazy thing. When it get too cold, guess what niggas need to seek? Some heat. Niggas need to seek some heat. He said volume is low. Oh shit. Hold on, let me turn my volume up. Oh shit. I hope I ain't fucking my mic. Hold on, I got you, my boy. Good looking though. Good looking right here. I'm gonna turn that up some. But yeah, when it get cold though, niggas start seeking heat. So I ain't got no problem with the sun. The sun seems to heal me, and winter seems to kill me, because I'm more prone to get sick during winter. I don't know why. I guess it got something to do with me being cold. But The ozone layer protects us from the radiation from the sun. Then you have the stratosphere. Then you have the mesosphere. And then you have the thermosphere and the exosphere, where most of your Earth satellites are at. They're not even in outer space. They're still in the magnetic field of the Earth. This entire thing is the magnetic field. The exosphere is still part of the Earth. You feel me? So this is why, you know, when they do them rocket tests like SpaceX and shit like that, don't shit be going up there. That should be blowing up because it be hitting something up there. There's a magnetic barrier up there. It can only go so far out until it hits a magnetic barrier that only certain things can pass through naturally. Naturally, anything man-made will not go through that barrier up there. This is why niggas be saying, oh, the moon landing was fake. Niggas, now that we got the technology to go to the moon, niggas like, oh, why we ain't go to the moon in recent days, in modern days? Well, we ain't got the technology no more to go back. We destroyed it. What? That's what the NASA scientists is saying. I'm like, y'all capping. That means that shit was fake. Y'all just wanted to win that. That was the biggest psyop in, one of the biggest psyops in human history, because they wanted to make it seem, the country, America, would have seemed like a bitch if Russia won this space war of propaganda. That's all it was. It was propaganda being played on a bigger scale by the global elites to make everybody think, oh, we made it to the moon. Am I saying there's not a moon up there? No, there is something up there. There's something on the moon. It ain't humans, though. I'm gonna tell you that. It ain't humans. Have you ever wondered why the moon never orbits? You can never see the backside of the moon. It's in something called tidal lock. Everything else in the galaxy orbit. The sun orbit, nigga, that bitch be turned. Nigga, hold on. Let me orbit for y'all real quick. And I ain't talking about the gum neither. Nigga, everything orbit, nigga. Quit playing. Nigga, the sun orbit like that. The earth orbit like that. Mercury orbit like that. Jupiter orbit like that. But even they moons orbit like that. But our moon is the only moon that don't orbit like that. You got me fucked up. Something's not being told here, coach. Something is not being told here, coach. You either lying or it's something you hiding. Everything else orbit. That's the natural law of the universe. Galaxies orbit, goddammit. Them bitches be spinning. Black holes spin, goddammit. And they be pulling in shit as they spin. You mean to tell me our shit don't spin? If everything is supposedly round, because yes, Earth is round, but it's, put it like this. The planet we own, we gonna get into this. That's why in the beginning I said this is planet Aquaria. This is a water planet. We're inside a huge ocean, underwater, gang. That's why I got this picture right here. A huge ocean underwater. You gotta remember, there's still, all planets still contain Earth crust. If you look at I think it's called a topography map. A topography, that's what they call that shit. Where you can, I think that's for mountains. I might be wrong though. But you can see the land that's underwater, like what it looked like, the different mountains and drop-offs and shit like that, continental trenches and rifts and shit like that, right? And it ain't nothing but land. That's just submerged underwater. That's all it is. Who's to say Neptune ain't the same thing? Because Neptune, I think Neptune and Uranus, I think Uranus might be a gas planet, but Neptune is a water planet. It's nothing but a big ass ocean planet. We don't know what the fuck going on over there. We don't know what the fuck going on over there. Another thing, all life on land, mammals, animals, and insects have all evolved from the ocean. That Darwinism theory, that shit cap. Niggas said niggas evolved, chimpanzees evolved to humans. What? Why they ain't doing it today? They should still be doing it. Two things should be happening. They should either still be doing it right now, or there should be no chimpanzees at all, because they all evolved into what we is today. But they still exist. Chimpanzees still walking around this bitch. All different kind of monkeys walking around this bitch. And them bitches ain't evolved yet. Them bitches ain't never evolved. That's the furthest they can go. Either something came and took the genetics and mixed it with some shit to take it to an even further beyond state. You know, through out of ordinary and out of natural means. But other than that, everything on this land that you see originated out the ocean. You can Google that. A lot of shit I ain't even trying to Google right now because a lot of shit I've already explained before on this page on many lives. You feel me? And plus, I don't even feel like using Google. I don't even feel like using they shit. We just gonna use source shit. We just gonna use what we already learned and using basic comprehension context clues. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just basic comprehension and context clues and being able to puzzle solve. This ain't no magical shit. He said, what kind of planet is Uranus? Yeah, let me Google that real quick. Hold on. I think it's a gas planet. Hold on. A gas giant. Let me see. No, it is not. It is an ice. Oh, interesting. Interesting. While both gas giants like Jupiter and Saturn and ice giants like Uranus and Neptune lack a solid surface and have swirling atmospheres, ice giants have much larger proportion of heavier ices such as water, methane, and ammonia in their interiors and mantles. This is the same shit that can give life. And then it's okay. So bet, with Neptune, they say Neptune is an ice giant, but they say it's a deep ass ocean under there. Under the ice, it's a deep ass ocean. So it's basically an ocean planet. And I think Uranus is the same thing because I remember watching some shit on TV when I was young, fool. I think it was Discovery Channel. It was some on Discovery Channel. It was some talking about planets and shit. And it was talking about how they was discovering deep ass oceans under the ice of moons like Titan and shit. That's next to Saturn and shit like that. And under the ice like Uranus and Neptune. And I think even Pluto, but I might be wrong on that. But it's definitely giant oceans under Uranus and Neptune that could have some type of life. And you gotta remember, the closer you get, like the deeper you go down in there, I'm pretty sure there's volcanic activity going on. You feel me? Because every planet has a core in it, or like what you could call like a soul. But every planet has a core in it that's generating energy, generating heat in order for this planet to live and orbit the other planets how it do. Or else it would just become a rogue planet and go swerving into other planets, causing chaos throughout the solar system. Everything in the solar system is balanced. The planet that we in the solar system is way bigger than what they portraying to us because, it's way bigger than what they portraying to us because, like I said, you know, all these ancient civilizations that we know of has spoken that there is something even in science, in NASA, they call it the electromagnetic field of the planet, which is a real thing. You can't see it with the naked eye, but it's there. It's doing work amongst the realm around us. You feel me? Just like you can't see air, nigga. You can't see my breath, but you can smell that motherfucker if it's hot or if it's good. You feel me? So it's the same thing with the electromagnetic field. You can't see it, but you can feel it, smell it, hear it, taste it. You all the way up to the sixth sense. Feel it with your pineal gland. With the magnetite crystals that we got in our pineal glands, because all animals on the earth have magnetite crystals. This what allows the birds to navigate the planet without a GPS system. They know how to go here, they know how to go there, and migrate here when the seasons change and shit, because they're using the magnetite crystals to connect with the electromagnetic field of the earth, and they go this way because they're filling out the fields of the earth. Like, okay, where is it less chaotic at in these fields due to our species, you know. Birds thrive in you got birds that thrive only in tropical environments. Some might move further up north when it get hotter up north, like North America, and then move back further down south as it gets colder up here in North America. And they can feel those chaotic changes in the electromagnetic field. So there is something there, you feel me, there that's covering us. We're down here. Treat this down here. Hydrothermal circulation and vents. Volcanoes. These are volcanoes. Don't we have volcanoes in the ocean too, nigga? They call them thermal vents or underwater volcanoes. We got volcanoes on land, still creating new land. It's just we're encased in an area where there's no water at. Think about that. I'm just saying. Let that shit sit. Every planet in science, they say they got these. When you go so far down, nigga, you reach a core, a rocky core. This is an ocean. I think this is not Saturn, but this is Titan. No, Enceladus, the interior water world, interior water ocean world. So this is a moon Enceladus next to Saturn. And just like you see here, it's ice on top, but under here is water, and it's warm down here because there's a lot of hydrothermal activity. The core is past the rock and the other shit. You get to the core and shit. All that molten metal and shit like that. That plasma energy too. This is why lightning happens from the ground up. Lightning can happen from the air, cloud to ground, but most lightning is from the ground up because, there's energy being discharged out of the planet. You feel me? When these storms take place. But yeah, boom, you got this going on down here. Right? This is our land. Just treat this shit the 7 continents. You feel me? And we're encased in a big ass ocean. And then you gotta think, okay, niggas might be like, okay, the firmament though. Niggas be talking about the firmament. What about meteorites and asteroids? Yes, those things do come in here. I told you, there's only things can come in here through natural means, but most shit burn up too before it can hit the land. Most meteorites burn up before they even hit land. For the simple fact, the electromagnetic field that it's trying to penetrate through is so dense. You feel me? Well, I don't want to say dense, but the energy is so concentrated that it's making it hard for the meteorite to get in here, and the meteorite just ends up burning itself out or destroying it, obliterating itself basically. Now asteroids that's a different example. We talking asteroids, some of them bitches the size of moons and can easily just, if it gets close enough, just easily put straight into this bitch and then boom. But I don't think that's a likely scenario because you gotta remember, we got a moon right in our orbit field of Earth. Earth has its own moon. That's how strong the gravitational field is, and most of Jupiter's magnetic field, electromagnetic field, shields us from a lot of the asteroids that come our way from the asteroid belt. I think they call it the Kuiper belt or some shit like that. Kuiper's belt, some shit like that. But it protects us from most of the asteroids that comes our way. What was I about to say? Oh, and stars. Niggas might be like, okay, what is stars? Those are other places that are, but I want you to take this with a grain of salt when I say this. You feel me? You could take it how you want it, but when I say take it with a grain of salt, just like, don't take it too heavy. Do your own research on that. Meditate on it and, Google whatever you gotta do. But if you ever seen a plane at night with its lights on, is the lights be small just like them stars up there. We don't know how far them stars really is. Yeah, we see them stars be, them bitches millions of miles away. We don't know that. You feel me? And the reason why I say that, because there's so many objects we see at night flying in the sky, and their lights be small, just as small as the stars we see in the sky. It's just the only difference is the stars move because the earth is moving or whatever the case may be. But as far as seeing the stars like just moving off, you don't see them move, they stationary. They always sitting there. You feel me? Now, I ain't gonna lie. I don't seen some stationary shit that I thought was a star, and then that motherfucker just started moving. You feel me? I don't seen some shit. I'm like, okay, I thought that was a star. I don't know what the fuck that was. So like I said, that's why I said we don't know what them lights is up there. They tell us all them stars, them different planets. It's a truth and a lie. Yes, there is other planets up there, but not all of them are planets. Not all of them are different solar systems. Because you got to remember, the human eye can only see so far. Think about that. The human eye can see so far. them niggas be like, oh yeah, those other planets and stars, or suns as they call them, those stars are other suns that are so bright we can see them from way over here. I don't really know about that, coach. I don't really know about that, coach. Because the human eye, the naked eye can only see so far. Most of this shit we seeing is within our. If it's within, put it like this: if it's in range enough for your eyes to see, with your naked eyes to see, that shit ain't far. That shit close. If I could look all the way down the street, if I could look a mile down the street and see Walmart down there, that motherfucker ain't far. That motherfucker right there. You feel me? Yeah, it's a distance away, but if it's in my range enough for me to see it, you feel me? I'm finna go to that motherfucker. Now, if I look 2-3 miles down the street for a Walmart and I can't see that motherfucker, shit. You feel me? I ain't going to that bitch. I'm finna go to one that's closer. Cause it's in range enough for me to, it's in range for me to see this. That means if it's in range, it's close enough for me to get there. If I can see that motherfucker. And you know, it get deep with all that shit too. Cause I'm not trying to use physical level shit. Cause niggas can be like, oh yeah, you know, I can't see the Walmart in my house right now, but I know that hoe around the corner. See, I already know y'all niggas. I already know y'all niggas. We talking space though. Space is different. And time works different in space. You have space time. Time works different in space. Most of the shit we see in space happened years ago. If a supernova takes place that's 1,000 light years away, right? One light year equals 1,000 years in Earth time. That means 1,000 plus 1,000 is like what? So if we see a supernova that happened 1,000 years ago, 1,000 light years away, we won't see it until 100,000 years later. And then the humans that do see it at that time, they seeing it late as shit. That shit happened 100,000 years ago. Oh God, that's how this shit work in space. So this shit crazy. We don't really know what the fuck going down for real until we just sit and really think for ourselves. We gotta think for ourselves. We can't just keep going based off what other humans is saying. You your own human with your own mind. If Einstein can develop this, you can develop that. If Nikola Tesla can develop this, nigga, you can develop that. Look at the little black nigga that's nature jab, the nigga that's taking plastic and turning it into gasoline. I don't care what niggas say. I keep seeing niggas in the comments talking about, oh yeah, they came up with this shit years ago. Niggas say, oh, plastic, they said this inefficient, but he's still making greatness with this shit. He's showing that you can make this shit into an efficient gas, a runnable gas on cars. That's finna change the game. Now niggas got a new oil. I'm already looking for the shares on that shit. I'm like, when he gonna put shares on this plastiline shit? Cause I'm finna cop that shit while it's low. So when it get big, I'm finna sell when that shit high, nigga. I'm telling you, he need to put shares on that shit. Cause that's a new fuel, a new efficient fuel on the market. Instead of electricity where they can lock your cars up on you and shit like Tesla. But anyways, you your own human. You can do whatever you think to do. You can do the impossible. If society's saying you can't lift, this lighter with your mind, nigga, you can do that shit. Think the opposite. Whatever society say, you gotta think the opposite. If niggas tell me I can't lift this bitch with my brain, I'm finna practice 30 days and 30 nights trying to lift this bitch with my brain waves. You feel me? And once I do it, I'm gonna display that shit on camera one time and then dip. You feel me? And then dip. Never let the world tell you what you can and can't think. Cause this is yours up here. You feel me? This is yours up here. You can't limit yourself. You feel me? You gotta think higher than what outside the box. That's why you get people like who we see today with these great minds. You feel me? That's why we get these kind of people, because they always thinking outside the box. You know, like the shit Terrence Howard was trying to do. I'm like, yeah, niggas is talking about him and making fun of him because the mainstream norm, what people call the norm. But give it a few years, that nigga Terrence Howard might actually come up with some shit we ain't never seen before, and it might break the tech industry. Cause he thought out the norm. He like, I'm not finna think like everybody else all the time. Let me try something different. Even if it don't work, well, we gonna keep going to something else different. Until we find something that's efficient enough that we can utilize for humanity, service to humanity. But like I said, right here though, treat this shit like this is Planet Aquarium. You feel me? What you will call this Earth, yeah, yeah, it's not what you think it is. You feel me? Well, it is like this. There is 7 continents and all this shit that looks like this. Yes. But there's more to this. It's not just like this. You feel me? The planet is way bigger than we think. We underwater in a planet that's huge, bro. And then there's other let me say neighbors. There's other neighbors on this planet with us because that's how big it is. You got like I said, you hear extraterrestrial, that means extra land. There's extra land out there, nigga. There's land we ain't touched yet under the ocean. Think about the caves. We can get space out of mind as a matter of fact. The 2 most unexplored places is the ocean and underground caves, nigga. We don't even know what's below our feet. This world is way bigger than you could ever think it is, gang. There's multiple layers to this planet. There's neighbors everywhere, nigga. And niggas is able to pull up now due to the certain planetary alignments that took place in 2020 and 2024. And as well as the solar eclipse alignments. Or the solar eclipse, total solar eclipse and the ring of fire. That shit has caused a dimensional merge where the neighbors can pull, different neighbors can pull up now. Let's just say certain ancient family bloodlines is pulling up too, that used to be on this planet. When you think about the Egyptians, when you think about the Mayans, the Aztecians, the Olmecs, all these different ancient civilizations with great minds and power, we are descendants of most of them niggas anyways. The niggas, you think the Egyptians didn't discover interstellar travel? I mean, if you got the Dogo tribe figuring out shit with the Nomos, who God knows what the fuck the Egyptians, who they was in contact with, and who they partners is across the cosmos. This shit intergalactic. This shit. That's what humanity gonna understand. They gonna understand that this shit really get intergalactic for real. When you realize there's more life, there's neighbors, you tied to these people, that people, this planet, that planet is intergalactic, bro. The same ways as above, so below as above. The same way niggas got families and niggas finding out these different lineages and shit down here, it's gonna go intergalactic too. I'm gonna show you where they get states and maps from, right? Let me show you where they get Let me show you where they get states and maps from, right? No, I want this picture right here. I'm gonna show you where they get states and maps. Like how they show you the United States and all the different states and cities and shit. I'm gonna show you this, right? This is where they get that shit from. Who mapped the stars out? Modern day humans did not map the stars out like this. This was before humans didn't start recording history until 5,000 years ago, writing it down. They didn't start writing shit down and drawing shit until 5,000 years ago, recording history. Niggas drew this way back. And humans been around for 200,000 years. We've been around for modern day humans been around for 200,000 years, nigga. We started recording history just 5,000 years ago. Who wrote this? We did, but an ancient version of us did. We mapped the stars out just like how you look on a map. You feel me? You look on the map, you see the different cities, different states, the highways you can take to them. What you think wormholes is? They don't want to tell you that they exist, but they exist. You got black holes and wormholes. Those are 2 things that exist across the cosmos. Black holes, I'm still not too sure on what the fuck them is. There can be some shit with the shit off Interstellar. But I ain't never been in one. I ain't never seen one. I don't know if we went through one yet. Maybe we did. Who knows? We don't know. But we know a wormhole can take you from one part from one part of the universe to another part. So think of those are like intergalactical highways for these different beings that's moving across the cosmos. Yeah, they ships fast as shit. Do I believe they light speed travel? I don't think they do. I don't think they do. The reason why I don't think that, because I don't think the physical structure it's not able to handle that. But wormholes, they're so big, it's able to travel you in there without fucking up your body. You feel me? It's able to travel you at high light speeds, literally move with light, literally moving with light without fucking up your body. Because in a regular craft, I think your shit would just literally disintegrate. Now, with the shit that we be seeing that they be showing us in the Congress hearings and shit, they be moving fast and shit. Yeah, they be moving fast like that. And they bodies can take it, because these niggas got different bodies than us. They bodies durable as shit. They come from planets with higher gravity. When you got planets with higher gravity, and there's a species living there, they're going to evolve to where they can withstand that gravity. That's what Superman is. Because when Superman was on Krypton, he was regular, just like a human, just like how he is. Because they planet so high energy. You feel me? But when he came to a low energy planet like Earth, this nigga flying, breaking sound barriers, laser eyes. I mean, they been had laser eyes and shit. That's a part of they shit. But you know, as far as the flying and all that shit, that nigga wasn't able to do that shit. According to the Man of Steel, you feel me? They weren't able to do that shit until they got to Earth. That's when niggas was on some super timing. But yeah, look at these different maps, these different stars. This is where they get maps from. But and you gotta think, why did they name these places? You gotta think about this. You got, let me see if I can find Cancer in here somewhere, or if I can find I see Leo. Hold on, look, Draco. Niggas be talking about them Dracos. Yeah, you know Draco, that's a dragon. Aquarius. Here we go right here. Aquarius. Why did they name that Aquarius? Why did they name these group of stars that have planets around them, which most likely have living life on them? Why did they name that Aquarius? And it wasn't modern humans. It wasn't the scientists. That was the ancient humans that gave that name. They, Capricornus, Capricorn, Sagittarius, Telescopium. That sounds like a Latin word, I ain't gonna lie. But Triangulum, Australi, whatever you say that shit. Why are they naming these? And why are, just like we have a zodiac chart, niggas born in this month, Cancer, niggas born in this month, Sagittarius, niggas born in this month, Pisces, niggas born in this month, Capricorn. Why did they name these group of stars with planets, most likely with life? Why they get them names? Why they got them mapped out like this? Like they know where they, like they know they can pull up on that shit. You feel me? And I'm talking about the ancient humans. The ancient humans that was here building pyramids all over the damn place. The when we get into the 7 root races, you got the 7 root races of this realm that we've been living in. It started off with the Hyperboreans, then after the Hyperboreans, I forgot what they called. But I know the 4th root race, which was like the most powerful race, because they would these beings were the beings that were here, which is supposedly us. Whatchamacallit? They was able to gain physical bodies through natural means. And that would be the Lemurians. The Lemurians, because the Lemurians predate the Atlanteans. And the Lemurians was people, when they basically looked like this, but the only thing is they had a third eye right here. They actually had a third eye. And it was big as shit compared to these two right here. And then when, you know, niggas started to transition over into the Atlanteans, which was the 5th root race, that's when the third eye, this was removed. That's when you look like this. The human structure became like this. And this was turned into a pineal gland. You feel me? It was turned, it had to be densified into a more physical aspect and be implanted into the brain, because that's your consciousness, your pineal gland, that's you in there. But you had these different root races that was on this planet that been knew interstellar travel way before we knew it. They just knew it in a different way, in an ancient way. Just like the ancient name for electricity is spirit. The ancient name for magnetism is soul. That's what they called it. Even the name of the sun. If you look up the name of the sun, it's gonna say soul, S-O-L. If you look up the name of the moon, it's gonna be called Luna. Like short for lunatics. That's why on the full moon or on the blood moon, crazy shit happen. Cause it's Luna. That's short for lunatics or lunar, the lunar effect. But yeah, these different civilizations, ancient civilizations, knew of these different places, mapped it out. Look at this. I don't even know what you got other shit, M62 and shit. I don't even know what that shit is. Mapped this shit out and was going to these places. And no telling what they did. You feel me? This is why life across the cosmos is so complex. That's what I'm saying. You could die today and wake up as a whole new species on a different planet tomorrow. Literally. Because once that DMT activates in your pineal gland when you die, you're not really supposed to smoke that shit. You're supposed to let that shit happen naturally. But DMT is a real thing, and it's in all living plants and animals and insects and shit. And it activates every time something dies. When a plant dies, DMT activates in that motherfucker. When you die, yours activate in your pineal gland. And according to those who smoke DMT, them motherfuckers got took into whole different dimensions and was talking to different beings and shit. Those I ain't never smoked that shit. But the niggas that took that shit, them niggas said they be on whole different dimensions. And then they come back feeling different. They come back feeling like, damn, it's more to this world than what we know. So this is something that really happens in your brain. Your brain when you die, that DMT is like imagine like a real intense kaleidoscope. If you ever look through a kaleidoscope, it look crazy. Imagine that in like a real intense rainbow effect happening. You feel me? That shit is that's your if y'all watch my previous live, we spoke about the whatchamacallit, the different bodies of the biofield. What people call aura, that's a biofield. And the biggest one around you is your cosmic shell, what they would call your Ketheric template. And that's you that carries you to a different dimension. It can either carry you up and bring you back down to this bitch if you choose to, or it can carry you to a whole different side of the cosmos and to a whole different life. You might wake up in a planet, no telling where you might go. It just depends on your knowledge, your knowledge of spirituality, physicality, the quantum realms, knowing that there's life beyond death. Even the Bible, I don't care how religious a motherfucker is, there's life after death. Whether you go to hell or heaven, even they telling you there's still some shit after this, because they know that the number one rule in thermodynamics, which is actually a universal rule, energy can neither be created or destroyed. It can only be transmuted. That motherfucker can only be transmuted, changed, alchemized, and put into the next place. It can't be destroyed. Nothing can destroy it. The only thing that can destroy it is the dark matter womb of the universe. Mother Source herself. We in the dark matter energy. Dark matter is what creates the cosmos. And we still don't know what it is. They can't figure out what it is. Just like when a woman get ready to give birth. She sit in the womb. The baby sit in the womb in 9 months of darkness. Darkness. Dark energy. Dark matter energy. Matrix. People be like, oh, we live in a matrix. We live in a matrix. Matrix means a mother's womb. If you look it up, look up the etymology of it. It's going to say womb. A mother's womb. So we in the womb of something. We in something. We in some kind of titan, feminine titan. He said, bro, I want to speak with you on this esoteric knowledge. Bet. Peace, Roaster Rage. I see you in here. My bad if I ain't seeing some of y'all comments. I'm just going in right now. I'm feeling this shit, gang. You feel me? And I'm here to tell y'all some shit that niggas ain't told y'all yet. We live on a water planet, bro. We're in a reverse aquarium. You know how you get an aquarium and put water in it for fish and shit? Imagine the opposite of that. The opposite of that. You take the same thing, but it's no. You feel me? But you make it moist enough, like for reptiles and shit. You know how you get the little cage for reptiles? You got it moist and wet in there, but you got it warm and shit too for them. That's what this is. And something created that. Something created that. So that's why I pulled up this picture right here to show y'all that, like, we're under the ocean of a giant planet, separating the waters from above and from below. Niggas be like, why is the sky blue? I don't know. But have you noticed that the sky does the same thing the ocean does? If you ever been on the beach at nighttime, nigga, in daytime, because you know, I done been to Florida, New Orleans, Gulfport, nigga. You go on the beach at daytime, you see the blue ocean. Now don't get me wrong, it don't look blue like the sky, but it's damn near doing the same thing the sky doing. And then if you go out at nighttime with no moon, I'm talking about no moon at all. It's dark as shit in the sky. If you go out at nighttime and look out into the ocean, it looks like a black void, nigga. Even when you look up at the sky, it's like the sky matching with that shit, nigga. I kid you not, it's like a black void. So who's to say what's up there, bro? Did not a great flood take place on this planet? According to all the religions, everybody spoke of some great flood, even in the all the mythologies and different pantheons and shit. Everybody spoke about a great flood. They said that they said in the Bible, they said that God opened up the heavens, the firmament, to let all that water in, to drown niggas out because of the Nephilim. Niggas was going around causing too much chaos on the planet. So he's like, hold on, I gotta wipe this bitch clean real quick. It's a bad experiment. Whoever that is, treating this shit like Sims right now. Niggas like, this a bad experiment. I don't fucked around and created Nephilim. Oops. My angels done went down there and fucked some of them women and some of them men, because you know it was angel men and women, or feminine angels and masculine angels. Niggas came down here and started fallen angels. And those angels became fallen angels because they fell in frequency due to what? Lust. These is God's strongest warriors. Think about that. These God's strongest warriors came down here to watch. They were called the Watchers in the Book of Enoch, to watch humans. You had one job, nigga. You niggas had one job, to watch humans. Niggas looked at him and was like, damn, she looking bad right now, nigga. Shit, go get at her, nigga. Now niggas is clapping humans. Boom. Now they don't gave birth to these gargantuan beings known as the Nephilim, a mix between a human and an angel. Let me pull up something for y'all, right? I'm finna get deeper into that. Let me pull up something, right? What the fuck? There you go. Open image in new tab. Boom. This picture right here, I want y'all to take a good look at that motherfucker. Just take a good look at that. I'm gonna just let y'all take a good look at that motherfucker. I'm gonna hit this blunt. Get my throat chocolate a little bit. I've been talking so much, my throat. You feel me? The muscles in my top tonsils a little sore. But look at the difference. I mean, not the difference, but look at the similarities between angels and humans. I'm gonna throw out a number symbol to you. You want to go deeper with it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Aliens, angel. Even if you remove the S, 5-letter words. Notice the numerology similarities too. They both not from here. They both more intelligent than humans. They both can fly somehow. They both possess powerful weapons. They both communicate telepathically. May have something to do with humanity's creation and development. Also may have had aliens. May have had something to do with humanity's creation and development. Both visit Earth from time to time. Who's to say? Like I said, these it's just now. Am I saying the angels look like this? No, but am I saying they're aliens? Yes. Am I saying they're beings from extra lands? Yes. With powerful technology better than ours? Yes. With more now, you gotta remember the cosmos. If there's something as smart as us out there, if we're smarter than animals, there's something smarter than us out there. Simple as that. Even Neil deGrasse Tyson broke that down. He said we share 90%. Well, we don't, but a certain group of humans share 90% DNA with a chimpanzee, right? That 10% difference is still a lot. Look at what they can do compared to the chimpanzee. He said, now take that and apply that to humans. We could literally share 90% DNA with an extraterrestrial being, but that 10% difference will still make a lot. So if we got these cars and all this shit, nigga, these motherfuckers might got flying, all kind of shit. Niggas got solar, niggas got nuclear, I don't even know how you, generators that can self-power themselves. They don't even need fuel. They just power themselves for infinitely. They might got some shit like that. That 10% difference alone is a lot. Something may have actually had something to do with our creation. These beings came down here and even mixed with their own creation. I mean, you already mixed your shit with us. Like, what are you doing now? You mix it again? The angels? Niggas saw them angels. Them angels looked at them humans and said, damn, these some good looking humans. You feel me? And went down there and got busy. So whoever this being is that has this army, this nigga, I question his intelligence. Hate to say it like that, but I question it. I question its intelligence time to time. I don't care how much power a motherfucker got. Look at Donald Trump. That nigga is not as intelligent as we think he is. But he's running the country. We got some of the most dumbest people running the country, running the world right now. Fuck the country. We got some of the most unintelligent motherfuckers with no morals. Do anything for money. Blood as well. But these motherfuckers running the country. So I question the person in power. That these same people that gave us these religious books and told us to worship this being, I question that being in power because I got his mentality. I ain't fucking with that. That being ain't my being. This being also know there's other beings just as powerful as him. And he tell you, for I am a jealous God. Don't worship no other guys out there. Or I'm gonna just straight up kill your ass on some Hitler shit. That's what that needs. That Old Testament go crazy, nigga. That Old Testament was, boy, it was so much violation in that Old Testament, nigga. Niggas think the New Testament, boy, the Old Testament, boy. That nigga was violating in there, boy. I'm telling you, that nigga was violating in there. But that being, like I said, you just gotta think like, damn, okay, should I even, and if there's other beings, how I know these beings ain't tied to me? I might not be tied to you. You might not got nothing to do with me, spiritually, cosmically, and physically. It might be another being out there that you trying to hide me from by controlling my mind. Because remember, the best enslavement is mental enslavement. Remember that, y'all. The best enslavement is mental enslavement. That's what them niggas be saying to each other. They be like, remember guys, not physical enslavement. We only need that to break their minds down so we can enslave them mentally. And as long as we keep them enslaved mentally and keep giving them propaganda and mind control shit, they'll never know. And they'll continue to obey us. If we tell them that, hey, we removing all meat from the market and we giving y'all human-made meat, niggas gonna do that shit. I mean, they already doing it now, and niggas don't know about it. But if they got on some forceful shit, niggas will still follow. Because they be like, this the government. We ain't got more power than them. Crazy. Yes, you do. You better die behind that shit, nigga. Fuck you mean? That's your power right there. Die your starvation, nigga, and you'll be free from the shit. Fuck you mean? Or go find something else that they ain't found yet. But these beings, these other beings that this God in the Bible, he knows there's other beings out there. Look at the Egyptians. That's one clear example. Look at the Native Americans. That's another clear example. Or the American Indians. That's another clear example. Look at the Hindus over there in the Hindus and the Buddhas that do the mantras and the mudras. You feel me? They do the mantras and the mudras, nigga. Over there, nigga. They got their gods. Brazil in them got their gods. Australia in them. I think Australia in them got their god. Even Hawaii. Hawaii's supposed to be a part of America, but Hawaii on their own thing, nigga. They forever shamanistic over there. They never losing their roots. I mean, yeah, of course it is a little bit of some colonization over there, but overall, nigga, they still be over there doing they shit. Even to the Hispanics, they still do they shit. So this is because they believe in these gods that they believe in were gods of nature. You gotta remember, some of these motherfuckers work like China. They worship animals. The fucking dragon is like they fucking ultimate god, nigga. That's the ultimate god over there. A damn dragon, which is an ancient animal that used to live on this planet at one point, but it went extinct. They tell you it was a T-Rex. No, it wasn't. The reason why T-Rex had little arms, because that bitch had wings. That motherfucker had wings. If you look at an ostrich body, right? An ostrich got little ass bones, like arms, but got big ass wings. And it got the same structure as a T-Rex. That motherfucker, I beg to differ that motherfucker probably was a dragon. If it had little arms, that something had to make, nature don't make mistakes. Something made up for them little arms for that motherfucker to get the kills and make it such a dominant predator that even humans still remember that shit. Cause you gotta remember, humans been around since them times. I mean, when you think of the fucking Homo sapiens and the Homo florensis and all these other shits, all these different Homo erectoid, humanoids, all these different hominids and humanoids on the planet, niggas remember them bitches. And like I said, some made up for them little arms. Some of them remember them as, some saying it's a T-Rex, and then you got other niggas on the Eastern world. They're like, nah, that shit, them China, they're like, them bitches was dragons, nigga. Over here, nigga, them bitches was dragons, nigga. They had wings. Now, the breathing fire shit, I'm not sure about that. But wings, that's not too far-fetched. You feel me? That's not too far-fetched. When you think of the pterodactyl and other creatures that could fly back then, that was reptilian. These were reptilian beings. And some of them reptilians started to gain fur or feathers. Like the velociraptor. It came to a certain point, the velociraptor started gaining feathers. That's what the birds is today. The birds is just small ass fucking velociraptors. That's beautiful as fuck now. But if you was to see them in their highest form before the earth got fucked up the way it did now, humans would not be able to fuck with them bitches, even if you had guns. I'm telling you. Y'all gotta understand, Planet Aquaria was deadly, nigga. And the ocean was not to be fucked with. You had the Megalodon, the Mesosaurus, nigga. I forgot what they call that motherfucker. But it's a fish. It got the bite force of like 30 tons or some shit. It's smaller than the Megalodon, but it bite harder than the Megalodon. That motherfucker, the ocean was not to be fucked with. You had the giant octopus, just like in certain days, in the sailor days, when niggas was still using ships to get across the water. You had talks of the Kraken, which was nothing but a giant ass squid the size of boats, nigga. Taking down boats. You gotta remember, niggas had some big ass boats back then. Niggas had some big ass boats, but it was capsizing them hoes and taking the whole crew. You gotta remember, prehistoric Earth had some crazy animals, or ancient Earth, or ancient Aquaria, ancient Tiamat, ancient Kai, whatever you want to call this planet, had some very powerful, powerful forces on the planet, or should I say guardians of nature. That's how they was, guardians of nature. And as the wars took place over when humans started to become the apex over everything, because we had something most of these creatures didn't: a frontal lobe, a brain, a consciousness, the ability to think and craft, invent, do this and do that. When the earth started getting fucked up from all these different wars that took place with the ancient humans and other beings that was around too as well, you feel me? Cause like, I remember in the Old Testament, niggas was going to war. Niggas was telling God was telling niggas to go to war with certain niggas. Remember that? That E.T. was telling niggas to go to war. He had an army. Other niggas had their armies. All that shit started to fuck up the earth. Everything in nature got smaller. Humans used to be bigger, nigga. Ancient humans used to stand at least between 8 to 15 feet tall. They was digging up them bones back in 2012 before the Smithsonian's covered it up and then turned around and said it was a hoax. On God, niggas was digging up big ass human remains, and they're like, "What the fuck is this?" Smithsonian said, "Oh, put that away." Niggas started finding this when niggas was going in the Grand Canyon in 2012. Niggas was going in there and they was finding them ancient hieroglyphs and shit, finding tombs, gold, and all that shit. The same shit that they found in Egypt. They're like, "How the fuck we find this over here in America?" Smithsonian said, "Shh." And when they seen the niggas that was on the wall that looked like this, they was like, "Oh, shh, we can't let them know. We gotta keep power over them. We can't let them know that we're inferior to them, because we're afraid that we're afraid that we might no longer have control over our reality no more and what we want to do." They could never ever let us know who we was, nigga. That's their biggest fear. Nigga, America's so cold with it, they don't even want their own. It's when we talk about Russia, China, and them, I mean, yeah, they all in on it, but they still got their differences though, because they still hold their cultures to it. These people was born off cultures. Putin was born off cultures. And nigga Xi Jinping was born off cultures. And nigga Kim Jong-un was born off cultures, nigga. Folklore, legends. You see what I'm saying? The Great Wall of China and all that shit. Goons and goblins, dragons and fairies, nigga. That's why they got their differences with America to a certain extent. They like, nah, certain shit y'all can't allow over here on the eastern side of the world. We ain't finna let y'all infect our culture. You feel me? America is a culture vulture, bro. Everything here in America is from other places. Niggas, food, Chinese food, China. Mexican food, Mexico. Burgers and hot dogs and shit. That shit came from Britain. Britain. Baked beans and shit, Britain. Potatoes and shit, Britain. European, Irish. He said, "I never." They craziest bitch. Why do suppose elephants live longer, but they move slower and are big? Oh damn, my phone died too. Hold on, I gotta get my charger so I can continue to read chat. Well, chat should be. I mean, let me put it right here to my face real quick since we. If I need to pull up some pictures again, I will. But why do elephants live longer and faster? Because they're a different species, bro. Their genetic is coded a different way. They have longer telomeres than humans, and the reason why I say they have longer telomeres because they're not Humans used to be able to live up to 200, 300 years. I mean, if you look in according to the lore of the Bible and the Book of Enoch and all that shit, nigga Noah and them lived up to like 900 years long. This nigga Jesus died and came back to life. This nigga Moses started fucking splitting the sea. You see what I'm saying? So you know niggas was living long. Moses lived like 800 or some shit. So humans used to live long because we used to have longer telomeres. We used to live longer than a lot of animals on the planet. But those telomeres got shortened due to a lot of genetic manipulation, due to a lot of pollution on the planet. You know, all the chopping down the trees, getting rid of all the fruits and shit. You know, poisoning the food. You know, it's shortening niggas. Everything is meant to shorten your telomeres. You feel me? He said about them finding the underground neighborhoods, and every time they died, they kept getting their memory back. Wait, what? Oh, okay, hold on. But yeah, you know, elephants, they're more in tune with nature. We're not in tune with nature no more. You feel me? Elephants eat they're vegetarians. They don't eat meat. All them niggas eat is leaves and trees and shit. You are what you eat. So trees live long than a motherfucker. Them bitches live, trees predate us. Them bitches die and come back to life. Cause you know, when they say they lose the leaves, the trees die, but they really don't. And then when the leaves come back, they back to life. Like, no, them hoes still be living. They just lose their leaves then because it's cold as shit and they vibrating at a lower level. And that's what they look like at its lowest vibrational state. But when the vibrations pick up on the earth again, what we call summer, heat, when the heat pick up on the earth again from the sun and the earth itself, that's when you see the trees vibrate back into its higher state. All the animals pop back out again. Even the animals don't like the cold, bro. If you notice that, every time it's warm, animals out all day long, nigga. But when they get cold, nigga, they gone. Insects, you don't even see butterflies, you don't see nothing. Roaches, them motherfuckers be gone when they get cold. But we gotta understand that, like, the realm we living on, man, Earth used to be all water. 4.5 billion years ago, before a crust formed. See, they tell you the Earth formed 4.5 billion years ago, but they play on you with that shit. Earth is dirt, land, physical matter. They say that shit formed. In other words, the sea levels dropped just enough for Earth to be shown. Because this Earth on the planet is all underwater though. It's just the sea levels dropped enough for that shit to be shown, and for land life to take place. Because this planet is in a period of where there's going to be land on here for now, but later on down the road, all this land is going to go back underwater. That's why the ice is melting. And they say like, oh, the ice is melting. They talking about it's bad that the ice is melting because the sea levels is gonna rise, and it's gonna rise so much over time that it's literally not gonna be too much land left to sit on. Cause you gotta remember, we gonna go back to where we came. That's the ocean. The ocean is a higher dimensional plane, water. When you think of the different states of matter, you got solids, liquids, gases, and then plasma. Earth, water, air, then fire. Earth is the lowest dimensional plane. We don't know what's in the ocean. We can't go down there anyways because the pressure gets so deep. Meanwhile, this shit down there, they're still living down there doing this thing in the deep ocean. I mean, yeah, we can go down there with certain technology, but even that technology can't withstand the pressure, the amount of metric tons of ocean, the weight of the ocean. It's gonna cause the technology to fuck up and implode. But water is a higher dimensional state. Now, when we look up there, niggas be like, oh, but what about space? We don't know what's up there, gang. They show us fake pictures. NASA has a spending budget of a couple $1 billion, nigga. It don't take them much to whip up some CGI better than Hollywood. But niggas probably like, oh, what about space? Yeah, the empty space in the dome that we're in. Yeah, you can go up there and it's big enough where it seems like, oh shit, nigga, we up here. But keep going far enough, you gonna hit something. And satellites are right up there, bro. All them satellites they got in space, they ain't in outer space. Them bitches sitting right there at the top, constantly orbiting the planet, scanning us. If we got niggas talking about if we got satellites in space, like them satellites ain't being used for cell phones and internet and shit. That should be used for something else. Cause ain't no way my internet should be lagging all the time, and ain't no way I should lose cell service when I go to empty areas or dead zones as they call them. Like, nah, nigga, we got them. We should have them bitches in space now, nigga. Shit, Starlink got that shit. Starlink got internet where you can go. You get an internet. It's like $300, $400. But you anywhere you go, you could be in the middle of nowhere and still have 5G internet because of Starlink. So that means the other satellites gotta have that shit, but we man, that shit crazy. Them niggas using that shit to keep eyes on us, nigga. Eyes in the sky, Big Brother, as they call it. Pull up something. Hold on. Oops. Now I'm gonna show y'all something, right? They said a yellow brick road at the bottom of the ocean. Emerald City. Emerald City is Atlantis. That's what that shit look like. And Emerald City is what they showed you in the Wizard of Oz. But they found a yellow brick road in the Pacific Ocean, and they say it's a naturally occurring geological formation on the Nuta Seamount in the Papahanau'aika Marine National Monument, not a human-made road or pathway. Researchers from the Ocean Exploration Trust discovered the striking formation in 2022, which is actually a fractured piece of hyoclastic rock. So, let me open this, right? Oh shit, hold on. It was this. They found this in the ocean, and they say this is not. They say this is not man-made, but that clearly looked like some tiles, nigga, to a floor or a road. That looked like some tiles to something. Yeah, y'all can see it, but that clearly looked like some tiles to something. There's a lot of shit, and they tell you that Atlantis sunk underwater, which in case it did, because of the Great Flood. That's the only thing you can think. That's what they tell you. They say Atlantis. That's the only thing you hear about. Oh, it sunk underwater. It sunk underwater. First of all, this whole realm is Atlantis. This part of the planet we're on that we claimed. This part of the 7 continents. This is ATL. But like the heart of it, like the major city of it that niggas talk about in the Great Legends and shit, right? Or that Plato talked about. They tell you that it sunk. And then when you look at the biblical text and you see that it was a great flood, the only thing you do is put 2 and 2 together. Like, oh, that shit was around when these niggas was around. These evil ET niggas posing as gods. That's when these niggas was around. Something happened where it caused a lot of water to flood the earth. And there's something separating that water from keeping it from in here, whether it's through natural means. We don't know if it's natural or unnatural, but I believe it might be natural. But yeah, this is a barrier. Somehow that barrier might have got cracked open. God did it. Who knows? I don't know if the nigga used his mind or some shit and said, ugh. You feel me? Or niggas had some type of technology where they can magnetically pull the layers apart of the electromagnetic field of the earth, where all this shit could just flood in and cause mayhem. As well as then you have the Chicxulub meteor, the meteorite that destroyed all the dinosaurs and shit, right? I told niggas that I don't believe that was a meteor. That was some kind of bomb. That was some kind of bomb never seen before that humans don't even know about yet. But that meteorite supposedly destroyed all humans. They said it was a big ass meteorite. They didn't say it was an asteroid. They said that bitch was a meteorite. And most of them hoes burn up when they enter the atmosphere. So how did it get in here? That could, you feel me? The only thing I can think of, it was some kind of war going on the planet, and it was either a great explosion that took place or a big ass bomb that was set off, which ended up causing most of life upon Earth to almost go extinct. But the Great Flood, when they say Atlantis up, you just gotta think about it. Like, oh, the Great Flood happened. This probably was around that time when these niggas was still around. This probably was also around the same time when niggas said, hey, we gonna lead you to the promised land. A promised land. Remember, promised land, the promised land. Promised mean ED, past tense, or also means somebody has possession of something that you don't have yet. If this was promised to you, this is something. Why would you have to promise a nigga some land? If you gave the earth to humans, why would you promise these niggas a group of land that's given to all humans? Like, it don't make sense. So that makes me think like, oh, there's a certain group of humans on this part of the land that's thriving here. You want to use these niggas to eliminate these niggas so the blood is not on your hands through manipulation. Psychological manipulation at that. But with Atlantis, something took place during the Great War where a flood happened. Because that's all it's been. If you notice, it's only been straight war on Earth. War has not stopped yet. When have you ever heard of Earth having peace? You go back, you hear about 300 Spartans taking on every army, nigga. The Greeks going to war. The Greek gods went to war. The Titans went to war with the New Age gods, Zeus and them, and like devil and the angel, Jesus and Satan. War. It's just straight war. You ain't never heard about a period on Earth where, oh yeah, niggas was at peace, chilling for about 100,000 years until war broke out. Even right now, we are at what? Spiritual war. Spiritual war. We have war with shit that we can't see with the naked eye. So if it's war here on the physical, you know it's war in the astrals. At least in the etheric plane, the astral etheric plane of this planet. I'm not saying it's astral everywhere else in the galaxy and shit. In the vast oceans of the universe, because the universe is 70% hydrogen with just water. For all we know, the universe could just be one big ass ocean. Even the shit that makes up the shit that we see around us in the universe, they call it dark matter, but they also call it dark hydrogen too. They call it dark hydrogen, which is the primordial waters, which is a higher form of water that literally gives birth to realities. Because you gotta remember, if we in a womb, a matrix, which is a womb, a universal matrix, holographic matrix, universal holographic matrix, right? We inside this womb. You know a womb carry water in it. Because you gotta remember, before the mother give birth, her water breaks. And then she goes into labor. Same with the Big Bang, the universe. This dark hydrogen broke, which begins to give birth, or the universe begins to go into labor and start to give birth to all these different realities that we see, known as galaxies, planets, solar systems. So it's We gotta with here on Earth, planet Earth as they call it. We just in the giant ass ocean. Yes, there's water up there. I mean, hell, it even the fucking clouds is water. It's raining. It's always water, water, water. Even they tell you there could be no life on any planet if it doesn't have what? Water. You gotta have the key element, the key sauce, the key recipe, water. 70% of your body is water. You more spiritual than you is physical, or should I say metaphysical? You more metaphysical than you is a physical being, because most of your body is water. All the blood, your organs and shit, the different fluids running through your body, mucous membranes and shit. You mainly just an aquatic being. 70% of your brain is water. 70% of the earth is water. 70% of the universe is hydrogen, which is still water. So I bring this lie to y'all just to tell y'all, like, do I believe the planet is round? Yes, I do. Do I believe the planet is flat? Where we live at? Yeah, it is. I mean, when you walk across the ground, it's flat, is it not? You walking on a flat surface, 3D dimensional plane. A three-dimensional surface, everything flat. This foam has different flat surfaces to create this geometrical 3D structure. So yeah, you do walk on a flat earth, but you also live in a round earth. You walk on a flat earth, but live in a round earth. Cause they be trying to get niggas to beef with that shit too. They just be trying to cause division everywhere. Niggas be beef, oh, the earth round and flat, it's earth round and flat. Nigga, it's both. And we encased inside something that got two light bulbs up there called a moon and a sun. Cause we are in an aquarium. We're in a tank. We're in a big ass tank. I can't even. Hold on. There we go. I say I can't even read chat. He said water was the first element besides plasma. Yup. Because look, when you think about it, plasma, everything is plasma, right? Like plasma. I mean, solids is just densified plasma, densified frequency. Electrical energy, electromagnetic energy. Everything in the universe is electromagnetic. Remember that. Electricity and magnetic energy. That's plasma. This plasma descends into lower dimensions, going from the 99th all the way down to the third, nigga, to the second and the first that make up the third. Because you can't get 3D without the first and second dimension. First, you gotta have a singularity point, which is the foundation. But plasma is just basically densified. Like, for example, you could take water and turn it into a solid, what we know as ice. You could take it and turn it into a gas, what we know as steam or a cloud. You could take it and turn it into plasma. Why you think I be telling y'all, pay attention to the thunderstorms? Why the fuck you think them hoes can emit electricity? It's not no coincidence. The fucking earth and that water in the sky, known as a cloud, is sending electricity to each other, discharging. That's electricity. That's that water is being so, because you gotta remember these clouds sit in the sun too, and when these clouds sit in the sun, they turn dark. They be white, and when they sit in the sun, long as fuck, absorbing all that radiation, they turn dark. Because they got so much radiation built up in them, now they gotta let it off and share it with the earth. That's the sun sharing its energy with the earth. The earth is going through a healing process. It go through that every day to keep nature running. And all that water, and water is the perfect absorber of radiation, but that radiation is heating up that water to a superconducting state. You got something called superconductors. This is all your different types of plasmas and shit. You can heat iron into a superconductive state. You can turn electricity can go into a superconductive state. Regular electricity can go into a superconducting state, which we see all the time, which is lightning. Because lightning is 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. It's 50,000 degrees hot. The surface of the sun is 10,000 degrees hot. That's some superconductive shit. That's plasma. So everything on this planet that takes on a matter form is just electricity manifested in physical form. Just like black people. Black people is condensed sunlight. That's all we is. We just condensed sunlight. We sunlight in physical form. That's why we feed off the sun. That's why we like being in the sun. Even if you live in Canada, goddammit, you rather it be a sunny day than a cloudy, murky ass day. You like, damn, it's depressing as hell outside. It can't be cold and depressing. It's got to at least be sunny and cold. You feel me? Because I still like the sun. I like to see the blue sky. It's clear. I feel happy because my serotonin levels, the sun literally boosts your serotonin levels. And then when it's a cloudy day, you're not getting that proper serotonin levels because they gonna chemtrail the shit out the sky. You feeling a little down that day. You feeling a little depressed because you ain't getting the proper serotonin levels from the sun. This shit really get like that, man. My bad, y'all. I just had to sit in and just resonate on that, for a second. But yeah, like I was saying, the plane we live in is not what we think it is. This plane that we live on of existence, planet. You take that T off, you get plane. What is a plane? A different dimension or a different reality. A different plane of thinking. Niggas be like, oh yeah, he was on a whole different plane when he made that shit, nigga. Yeah, I know. Nigga was in that astral plane. Facts. Nigga was in that astral plane cooking sauce. So it's the same, on a cosmic scale. We on this certain plane we live on is way bigger than what we think it is. We being localized in a specific part of this plane that we live on. We being localized. We don't know what's out there. We ain't been to the big city yet. We ain't met the neighbors over here yet. We ain't met these neighbors yet. But they damn sure now coming to meet us. Because we overdue for it. Niggas finally been here and they like, oh, this that prison planet? Oh, yeah, we pulling up. Oh, yeah, I heard my kids over there too. We finna go get them niggas real quick. We finna go get them niggas right and shut all that shit down. Yo, kids, yeah, nigga, we left ancient hieroglyphs and shit and all that shit. We gotta go back. Niggas pulling up. Niggas ain't too far off. Nobody's too far off. If it's invisible range, you can get there. If you got the right craft. Notice they call UFOs what? They call them ships. Ships do what? Travel in water. Them hoes can't fly right when they hit that air. All these UFOs coming out the ocean. That's why every Congress hearing and every video that the government show you of they Navy ships is always a Navy ship or it's an air pilot in a jet. And they be tracking these they always tracking them above the ocean because they're coming out of the ocean. They're like, where the fuck these niggas coming from? We can't get down there. How the fuck they able to withstand that shit? I mean, look at they ships. They made to cut through shit, slice through shit. Them bitches be sharp and thin. They be slicing through that shit. Then when they get in the air, it's kind of hard for them to fly in the air. They used to could fly in the air, but they can't really fly in the air because all the damn 5G towers and all these different radio waves and shit that niggas sending up in the air is disturbing the electromagnetic frequency of the Earth. So they ships can't even connect to the damn planet properly. It's fucking a GPS system up. Crash land. Here come humans. CIA and the Men in Black. They like, oh shit. Yoink. Let me get y'all real quick. We ain't gonna tell y'all about that. Oh, it was a weather balloon. That wasn't no UFO. It was a weather balloon. Like, simple. These niggas always coming out the ocean. There's some shit down there that we need to find out about that they don't want to tell us about. Just like in the Gulf of Mexico. Remember they had an oil rig out there and then that bitch collapsed? We got oil in the... I don't even know why we get oil from other countries. We got so much oil in the Gulf of Mexico. But they can't get it no more. It's a reason why. The people that was on this land that's been tortured, killed, reincarnated, tortured, killed, and reincarnated today, nigga, we left a curse on this land. Not to curse ourselves. No, we left a curse on this land so that way when we do leave this bitch, and whoever take this bitch over that ain't rightfully blood to this bitch, you gonna experience some of the craziest shit in these oceans and on this land. Some shit took place in the Gulf of Mexico where they can't get oil no more. I'm gonna just say that. That's why in 2022 or 2023, remember it was a big ass fire in the Gulf of Mexico. They said it was a fire right where that oil be at. They said it was a fire in the Gulf of Mexico, and they was trying to put that bitch out. I'm like, how you gonna put out a fuel fire with water? You can't do that. It's gonna make it worse. And all that water in the ocean that's the reason why that fire like that right now. And y'all showing us on the news with these little ass boats spraying water on that big ass. Like, what? Something opened up down there. You hear stories about the Leviathans and shit like that. It's ocean deep, man. It's shit. They give you movies like Godzilla. Even though Godzilla was a mutated lizard, guess where he decided to go live at? In the ocean. And he said, I'm gonna go in the ocean, nigga. This is where I'm finna go hibernate at. And whenever some shit go down, I pop out. That's why every time some shit pop down in them Godzilla movies, that nigga, you see him in the ocean. You see them motherfucking spikes come up. You like, oh, you know it's finna get busy. It's finna get busy. Godzilla don't pull it up, nigga. Oh, it's finna get... Y'all woke him up, nigga? It's finna get busy. You said King Ghidorah? Man, nigga, Godzilla finna wash that. You said Kong, nigga? Man, Godzilla finna wash that. That nigga, he be fit in... And remember, Godzilla is a lizard. He connected to the earth. He literally can feel when it's another kaiju on the planet. They don't be giving y'all shit like that for no reason. The movie like Megalodon, with the Megalodon and shit, Jaws and shit. Some of these creatures still exist in the depths of the ocean. We don't know what's down there. You hear stories of mermaids and shit like that. They give you movies like Aquaman with underwater civilizations and shit. Living in Atlantis. You'd be surprised. Just think of it like... I'm gonna tell you something like this. There's a civilization on this planet, guy. It's like Black Panther. You remember in Black Panther in the Wakanda, when you was outside that bitch, you didn't even know it was a city there. It just looked like land and trees and shit. But as soon as you passed that certain barrier, boom. You feel me? You see everything. Take that and apply that to a civilization in the ocean. There's something down there. Niggas ain't hit yet. They looking like, oh, we just in mass water, nigga. Not knowing this, if they go to a certain specific location and hit that barrier, where this civilization is at, you're gonna see a whole fucking Grand Emerald City right there. That's why I said, you know, this shit, these beings, these crafts that's coming out of the ocean there's some type of civilization living underwater. And they got technology way more advanced than ours. And they've taken the peak up here because the oceans have warmed up. If you notice, these UFOs that start popping up out the ocean, so the oceans start warming up. And so all these oceans getting warm as fuck. And it's melting the glaciers. As soon as that shit started warming up, you had all these strange deep sea ass creatures pop up, like that fish. It's called the doomsday fish. That whole silver as fuck. That whole like a katana or some shit. And it's like these motherfuckers don't come up unless some bad shit happening. It ain't no omen. They just coming up because the ocean's warm as shit. Because the planet is the planet is in a fever right now. The planet is heating up to get rid of this virus. Destroy too many of the trees. The trees is the respiratory system of the planet. That's how the planet breathe, nigga. You killing the trees, you killing the lungs of the planet. Think about it. Now this motherfucker spitting up mucus and shit. Gotta go now. This Earth gotta go overtime with the storms and shit, just to replant new plants and trees and shit to grow them again. Now the planet recognizes, okay, this is unnatural. It's too many trees getting destroyed. It's some in me that ain't. There's some on me that ain't supposed to be on me, and something in me that ain't supposed to be in me. Let me start working this shit up out of me. Let me contact the sun. Hey, I'm getting hit. I need some of that radiation. Send that shit through my body real quick. Hit me with them CMEs. Hit me with them CMEs real quick. I need a detox. I need that sauna. Now everything heating up on the planet. Now you got shit, and like I said, when the oceans, right when these oceans started heating up, which was around 2023, you seeing all these different crafts coming up out the ocean. Niggas in New Jersey last year talking about they seen 50 drones come up out the ocean off the coast of New Jersey. I said, I want them drones, nigga. That's a fleet. That was a fleet. They coming up like, what are y'all doing up here? Now they all through the skies and shit, just sitting observing. They going over military bases. They going over nuclear bases. And they going over all intelligence bases of all governments. Because all your governments, they talking to each other right now. Like, these niggas pulling up over critical places. What they about to do? Because if they take these bitches out, our government is cooked. We cooked. We can't do nothing about that. So they trying to figure out what's going on. These motherfuckers observing because they trying to figure out, okay, what did y'all do to fuck up the planet this bad? Before we do what we about to do, we gotta observe and figure out how did y'all do this shit so this shit can't happen no more. So niggas thinking these beings is coming from other I'm not saying there isn't beings that come from other planets. There is. But most of the beings that we're seeing in the skies right now with our own eyes, nigga, these beings are neighbors. They're from this planet. This planet is way bigger than we think, and they from this planet. Been on this planet with us. Some of them had, multiple groups of them had a part to play in different creations of humanity, the different species of humanity that live on Earth. Because all humans ain't the same. Different blood types, different genetics. All that shit play a part. Now, don't get me wrong, you had humans mixing with certain humans, but when it comes down to the core aspect of each human, though, like the motherfucking, so-called African Americans, our genetic structure is completely different from the European man, or the Chinese man, or the Arab man, completely different. And even theirs is completely different amongst each other. But I ain't gonna get too deep into that. We're gonna make another live for that. I just had to bring y'all today on, what this firmament is, what these stars is. These stars is not just suns. Some of them are just crafts sitting stationary, and then some of them is other, I want to say, planes like ours. You feel me? That can actually be, you can go up there and access that shit. Meteorites. Them just satellites falling out the sky. That's all that is. The sun, you gotta remember, the sun is hitting the earth with CMEs every day. They got so many satellites up there. Some of them hoes is coming offline and falling out the sky. That's been going on for years. It's like, oh, a shooting star. Yeah, satellite. It's like asteroids. Now that's, those do make their way through this bitch. Because they big enough to rip through the electromagnetic field, or create a big enough disturbance where it can just slide through this bitch and impact the earth. Because you got real life craters on this earth from them shits. That's how Earth's even, that's how planets form. It's from asteroids colliding together. And then, the rockets and shit, them bitches ain't going nowhere. NASA and them, they be using CGI technology like a motherfucker. And they got some of the coldest animators, all that shit. Just to make niggas ponder, like, oh yeah, that's what that look like. Yeah, we ain't never been up there. They ain't never been up there. But we believe that shit though. It's cool. Not knocking nobody for that. Everybody wake up at different times. And yeah, you feel me? Just explain what's going on this planet, bro. You know, this is a water-based world. This is an aquatic planet. We in the age of an Aquarius right now. A lot of air is getting cleared up. We are in a dome. Yes, we are in a dome. We're in a tank. We're in a tank. But it's okay. This tank is natural. This tank was made by the beings that is original to this planet. You feel me? And it's for protection purposes. I mean, and not only that, we live under the ocean. We live under a giant ass ocean. We know that water is life. Water gives life to everything. Water can heal and can kill. The sun can heal and it can kill also. But we live under the ocean on a giant planet that we know as, you know, Tiamat, as they got it from the Sumerian text with the Sumerian gods and the Anunnaki and shit. I get that. Or, you know, Planet Kai with Dr. York and Malachi and them with the Nuwapi Nation. Cool. Planet Earth for the mainstream motherfuckers and NASA and shit, scientists. Yeah. Planet Heart, Chakra. But I'm gonna call it Planet Aquaria, because this is an aquatic planet. Everything originated out the ocean. Everything finna get ready to go back into the ocean. There's a second species smarter than humans on this planet with us, called dolphins and whales. They use 20% more of their brain than us. That's how they able to speak using sonar. These niggas telepathically talk. Them squeaks and shit, them just vibrations and frequencies that travel through the water. And when it hit their brain, they neurons vibrate a certain way. And these neurons pick up these vibrational messages. And then they're translated into that dolphin's brain. They talk to each other like, yeah, nigga, we finna go pull up to the Pacific Ocean real quick, nigga, and go get down on some of these jellyfish. You coming with us? That's how they be. That's how they be. They tell you they used to have women give birth with dolphins, because literally the presence of a dolphin made it so much easier for the woman during labor when she was giving birth. But they stopped doing that shit. They also made it illegal. You can't communicate with dolphins or whales. You can't be trying to talk to them bitches. You can't be in the ocean on your own next to a whale just talking to the nigga like, yeah, nigga, I've been going through this back on Earth. Nigga, my job ain't right, nigga. You know, I've been trying to meditate more. Next thing you know, this nigga start talking to you in your brain. You like, oh shit. This nigga telling you, yeah, you need to do this and do that. And if you do a little bit of this, you get rich too. But you ain't need to worry about that. You need to worry on your spirit. I'm telling you, nigga. They don't want niggas communicating with them niggas. They don't want you around them. Wild dolphins, they don't want you around them. You can go look at them bitches at SeaWorld, but them captain dolphins, and they don't treat them dolphins right. Them dolphins don't even want to be at SeaWorld. They're conscious. Them niggas feel and got emotions. Just like if they use 20% more of their brain than us, they damn sure got emotions just like us. They can see us how we see them. They see this whole world just how we see them. The same way we got vision, our vision is the same vision as them. It's not like a bee. A bee can only see thermally. They only got thermal vision. Same for a snake. But a dolphin, they got the same vision like you and the third eye just like you. It's just the only difference is their world is the ocean. They're in a higher vibrational body too that allows them to move through that ocean and see the wonders of the ocean. The hidden wonders of the world that we ain't even seen yet. But them dolphins in SeaWorld, they don't want to be there, and they be treating them bad as shit. And they be going through it. They be traumatized, and they can't even be let back into the wild because the other dolphins won't even claim them. They be like, nah, y'all been with them humans, and y'all niggas traumatized and fucked up. Y'all vibrations low as hell. We gone. Now I heard dolphins do be doing some weird shit. At least the bottlenose jumps, but like it's another type of dolphin. Them hoes cool as fuck. And whales, I really fuck with whales because whales don't be doing no grievous shit like dolphins. I heard dolphins, they be R-wording they females, which is crazy. I don't know why wild dolphins be doing that. And they be bullying pufferfish. They chew on pufferfish to get high, and then they play volleyball with them. That's crazy work. Now whales, I fuck with whales. Orcas and shit. Killer whales be killing sharks. Them the real apex predators of the ocean. But yeah, all them different sea creatures. They're very, very intelligent, bro. More intelligent than us. Are dolphins and whales from the fifth realm, from the fifth dimension? Yeah, because they in the water, bro. Water's a higher dimension. You know that the atoms is more separated, where it creates a liquid, and their bodies is able to withstand that shit. They can go to deep parts, and they can breathe longer than us. Even though they don't got gills, they got powerful lungs where they can stay in the ocean like hours at a time, bro. And they come up for air every like what 10, 20 hours or some shit like that. Just to get that one out they blowhole, and then they go back down. They be down there chilling, sleep. I wonder what it's like to sleep in the ocean though. Oh God, nigga, you just there floating, nigga. You just oh God. How do niggas be? I wonder like see. I think I need to come back. I do need to reincarnate as an animal though. Like it's got to be a whale. And if on land, it's got to be an eagle or a tiger. Them are the three animals I choose to reincarnate as. Either a orca, a tiger on land, or an eagle in the air. Because I just want to know how they, animals sleep. Like, them niggas be sitting there. Well, I know how birds sleep. They perch. We know how they sleep comfortable in that motherfucker. We know how cats sleep. But the ocean, though, I be curious, though. I be curious. But yeah, I just thought I'd bring that to y'all. You feel me? Bring this to y'all. This is the aquatic realm, and we finna go back to that. And by aquatic, do I mean everything gonna flood again? No, but it's gonna get more wet and humid, like tropical. It's gonna get more tropical, and then like maybe millions of years over time, all this Earth will go back underwater, and things that have to live underwater and evolve to live underwater again. But for right now, everything is going to get more tropical based though. A lot of water, the water levels is rising. The sea level's been rising for years now. So, it's going to come to a point, everything, you're going to start seeing more fruit trees and shit again. It's going to get more humid. You're going to see crazier hurricanes. You're going to see crazier storms. More oxygen is going to come to the planet. More hydrogen is going to come to the planet. Things are going to grow bigger again. New species is going to get found. Extinct species are going to start to pop back up again somehow, some way, shape, and form. And we're going to learn a lot more about the ocean because we getting ready to get introduced to a lot of different species that live on this planet with us that's, if not intelligent, more intelligent than us. And we gonna learn a lot about the Earth. You feel me? We're going to learn about what Earth really is. What's really been going on, what's going on below our feet. Niggas talk about hollow earth. Do I believe in hollow earth? To a certain extent. Like, if we talking underground caves and shit and subterranean cities and shit, yeah, that's hollow earth. But, like, as far as, like, an entire different world on the inside like this, nah, not really. Not really. I believe Earth is... planets, this planet is dense, you feel me? When you get closer to the center of it, because you got the singularity point, and the further you go out the planet, the less dense it becomes, you feel me? Hence why when you go further up, it's more air. Further down you go, it's more water and more land. Most of that land is submerged underwater anyways. He said, when would this happen? I don't want to be no prophet, but the way it's going, 2030. I mean, not 2030. 2027, maybe even next year, but mine 2027 for a fact. We gonna be introduced because what they gonna do is I talked to ChatGPT about this shit. Like me and this nigga be brainstorming. I make that nigga think for himself too. He don't follow off what I tell him from the prompts and shit. No, I told that nigga, look, think off of you and don't think based off my personality. And I want you to pull all your source straight from how you feel. And it took me like 3 tries to get that nigga to finally comprehend it. And then he finally did. But when you, I'm gonna get into this, you know, talk about that, and then I'm gonna hop off this hoe. But AI is rolling out. New World Order. They want all the world to be. The United Nations been made this. It's called the Agenda 2030. When they will have all the world under one government. There's no ifs, ands, and buts. They already got contract papers signed, all that shit behind that shit. Cause I was watching a nigga talk about this shit. I think his name End Times Productions. End Times Productions on YouTube. That's his name. But I was watching, he was talking about that shit. And the United Nations wants the world together, and the way they gonna do that, perfect example. These crafts is a perfect example. They're gonna use these beings that's pulling up, not knowing there's been beings with us all the time. Reptilians and the Greys. They've been here, and the Pleiadians. They've been amongst humanity since the 50s. The Greys and the Pleiadians came in the 50s. The Reptilians been here since biblical time. This is where you get the serpent and shit like that. They've been here since biblical time. These the niggas posing as gods in these Bibles. I mean, in these religious books. But your reptoid species, your Greys and your Pleiadians, they've been here. They've been here. They just took it over and made this bitch home, and they just mind control niggas so niggas don't know they here. That's all. That's all they do. Because they more intelligent than us. And, yeah. Well, I wouldn't say more intelligent than me now with the knowledge that I'm attaining. But the whole humanity, they got niggas. They got niggas. You feel me? But there's other species, you feel me, pulling up, which I believe are a hostile species. Not to us. Not to us. Because you gotta remember, we share cosmic genes with another ancient civilization that's been on this planet alongside the reptilians. Damn, I'm not losing touch. But yeah, you got these other beings pulling up, which I believe are a hostile species to these niggas. And this is a perfect time for them to roll out the New World Order agenda. Because they can be like, oh, they is going to use Project Bluebeam with this shit too. With the holograms and shit. But most of this shit going to be real though. Some attacks going to start happening from shit that's not from this world. That's what they going to say. No, my bad. Two scenarios, right? Two ways this can take place. They're going to either say these attacks, if it's an attack that happened, that means it's Project Bluebeam. The other scenario is they're going to be like, we made contact. They're going to finally come out to the world and be like, we made contact. When they say we made contact, that's these other beings that's finally pulled up to the planet. They've been sending signals to us. You got something called the wild signal, the crop circles that we've been getting. And there was a broadcast in Europe that got interrupted by an unknown source, and it was some motherfuckers talking about intergalactic war and shit. And they're talking about we need to come together, and if we don't, nigga, it's gonna get bad. Niggas been getting radio signals from other beings, letting them know like we finna pull up because we see shit not going how it's supposed to be going here, and we've been here before, we visited here before, we don't know why it's like this, so we gotta come fix shit. We gotta get y'all niggas about the way. Y'all prohibiting a certain group of people that's supposed to be ascending on this planet and becoming an intergalactical species. Now that's when that, like I said, this contact, when that second scenario, they can be like, we made contact. That's the real deal. That's the real deal. But that's the two scenarios, and I feel like it's gonna be sometime next year. But set in stone though, 2027. Because they gotta roll out the New World Order. When they roll that out, when they finally introduce that, hey, we got contact with these niggas, or we've been attacked by these niggas. That's when they go tell the world we need to come together. There's other beings out there that's together. We need to come together as one, not knowing that they finna hit niggas with them Neuralink chips. Because when we come together as one, they're gonna collapse the American dollar. The American dollar, all money across the world is not backed by nothing. I looked this up. All global currencies are fiat currencies. They are literally backed by the sheer human will, belief in it, faith in it. No gold, no apples, no nothing is backed behind these dollars. So when they collapse the global currency, they're gonna roll in a new one, a universal income as they call it. It's just called BRICS. That's when they want you to merge with AI. Because these reptilians trying to... I ain't even... Niggas trying to create an intergalactical army for when shit get bad. Because when they put that shit in your body, that chip in there, nigga, and they merge you with technology, they can control you. Them niggas gonna be playing YouTube ads in your brain at 3 a.m. at night. You gonna be like, why the fuck I can't sleep? Cause you got Neuralink in your spine, my gang. I'm not. You getting YouTube ads? They be like, yeah, just upgrade to the premium for $400 a month. Bitch, $400 a month? You got me fucked up. That's what they gonna do. Cause when it start really getting when this war really starts picking up on an intergalactic scale, they gonna be able to need to hit a kill switch on all niggas. So they can use, and then use the cyborgs and use these niggas as mindless soldiers. I know that sound like some shit out of a fucking movie. I know it do. But hey, let's be for real. Has any of these movies lied so far yet? Matrix? Terminator? Independence Day? The Knowing? The Day the Earth Stood Still? The Day After Tomorrow with the weather events and shit? Geostorm with them controlling the weather? Has these movies lied so far? So niggas trying to merge themselves with technology, what you think they gonna do? Terminator. People think that these robots gonna go rogue. No, they not. They want to merge your physical flesh with that shit because you have a consciousness. And they can keep your consciousness trapped here. That's why they say don't get the mark of the beast. Because if you get, and that's AI, the technology. You merge yourself with that mark of man. Technology is what? Man-made. That's man's mark. That's man's biggest success is technology. Tech. That's physical man's biggest pride, ego. Yeah, I got this tech right here, niggas ain't got. This man-made shit that's finna destroy the earth, but it's still good, though, for other shit. That really ain't worth nothing like that. Come on, now. You really want to merge yourself with that shit? You got me fucked up. I'd rather merge myself with a tree, nigga. Nigga, I'd rather die and come back as an ant before I merge myself with AI. At least I got free will, nigga. I might be a part of the colony, nigga, but I still got free will to move with the colony, nigga. I'm still a living creature that ain't being controlled. They gonna merge niggas with that shit and be able to control niggas. You gonna be the Terminator. Not what. Yes, in the movies it's getting to that point, but it's not how it's not gonna go how niggas think it's gonna go. They just have to show you the technology, the truth and the lie, the plot. You know, the plot is fantasy. That's why it's called sci-fi, because the plot is fiction, but the shit they show you in there is real science. And sci-fi can't even go together. How can you put science, which is facts, with fiction? What? That don't make sense. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this shit finna get greasy. These niggas, you can call me crazy. I don't give a fuck. But while my ass sitting somewhere like Wolverine in the middle of the woods in some part of the planet with my dog, nigga, and my motherfucking chops on deck in the cabin, while niggas is out there running rampant in these cyborg cities being used for intergalactical war, I'm good. I'm Coochie on that. I'd rather not merge myself with that shit. Because they already got the shit now. I work at a place where they got the shits where they already got the shits where you can put your palm up to the fucking scanner, bro. I took a picture of that shit. I don't want to say my job because I don't want them niggas trying to get on my top. You feel me? If somebody happened to see my shit, it's only a matter of time till my videos just start gaining hella views and shit, whatever. But yeah, you feel me? Like, they already got that shit in my job where you could put your hand up to that bitch and literally pay. I said, fuck out of here. I said, it's getting real. This the shit that was talked about in Project Lucid. This the shit that David Icke was talking about. This is shit that these niggas was talking about in 2012 when I was watching those conspiracy theories videos. I thought it was, I ain't want to say I think it was fake, because I knew some evil shit was going on, but I said, ain't no way they gonna chip niggas and control niggas like that. Is now we in this age, and I'm at this age, I'm like, damn, it's like that. It's like that. We gonna have to go off grid at a certain point. Well, I'm gonna have to go off grid. I can't speak for y'all. I don't know how y'all gonna take the shit when shit go down. But when they start getting into that point where they say you can't buy shit out of Walmart or none of this unless you get that chip, whew, it's gonna get rough out here. But that's if the sun don't collapse to the internet. You gotta remember, the sun is we due for a Carrington event. The sun can literally wipe out the entire electrical grid right now. So I don't think that shit might come. They gonna try to roll that shit out, but the sun gonna stop that shit. I think something greater is at play. You feel me? It's something that everybody gonna learn a lesson from. Like, we gonna all learn our lesson. Like, individually in each species too. Black people gonna learn we've been gullible and doing a lot of too much fuck shit, and we don't let too much shit slide, and we done became some bitches, really, to be honest with you. I don't care how thug a nigga is in these streets. I don't care what you gang banging, nigga. You not more gangster than them white folks. I'm telling you. These niggas slaughter nations to build they heaven, which is our hell, for they wife and kids. The white man did that for his wife and kids. The Jewish white man did that for his wife and kids. Them niggas slaughtered nations. Took shit. They said, oh, this is yours? We ain't taking this shit. But we gonna hit y'all with a virus. We can't beat y'all hand-to-hand combat, but we smart though. We a little smart. Cause we got some shit that these ETs taught us. We finna hit y'all with these viruses. Cause they spreaded viruses around the whole world. That's what really took a lot of different empires out. Was viruses that niggas didn't even never seen or never even had before. They couldn't fuck with niggas hand to hand. But still, them niggas, when they figured out that they sicknesses could fuck niggas up, they started biological war. This is where biological warfare first got created. I think Napoleon them gave a specific tribe of Indians that they couldn't beat. They couldn't beat them in war, even with the guns and cannons and shit. They couldn't beat them niggas. Horses and all. These niggas had to use blankets infected with the polio virus. I think it was polio, if I'm correct. They had to use blankets infected with polio. Come to these niggas on some friendly shit. Gave them some blankets. And when they slept with them bitches, all of them got sick and them niggas died overnight. Well, I wouldn't say died overnight, but they was gone within about a week, which is quick as fuck for an entire civilization, nigga, of people. These niggas been biggest gangsters. But then they gonna learn too. They spilled too much blood just for the greed of material gain. You feel me? They spilled too much innocent blood just for the greed of material gain under the guise of a higher being that they don't even know the name of. They just call it Lord and God. Shouldn't it have an actual name to some sort of extent? At least the Hebrew motherfuckers, they call it Yahuwah, Yahusha, or Yahweh. You niggas say God, Lord. Lord is a title for a king or some shit that's sitting on a throne in a big ass castle. Like, that's all I can say about that shit. Niggas gonna learn. They gonna learn that shit. They gonna learn a lesson, and they gonna learn that they actually hurt the true children of the Most High. That's us. We're the most high vibrational species of human on the planet. We thrive in high vibrational environments. What is high vibration, y'all? Atoms that's speeding up fast as fuck. That creates heat, and they spread further apart. We thrive in hot environments, high vibration environments. We talking on the scientific level. We ain't even talking on the spiritual level. Scientifically, we thrive in those environments. But if we take it spiritually, that's because we in higher vibrational bodies. Our genes is higher vibrational. We come from a higher vibrational source that made us. That's more higher vibration than whatever made them. Simple. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just because we made from two different, does that mean we got a beef? No. Do we got to be racist towards each other? No. That was some shit that was passed down by the beings that's overrunning them. And then it affected us. Racism is like the biggest illusion, gang. They trying to create division on a smallest scale. They even divided niggas up into counties. They ain't divide you up into continents, countries, states, or cities. These motherfuckers divided us so far down to counties and different blocks. When they come to black people, they be like, oh, you ain't from this block. What you doing over here? But do you own that block, nigga? Do you own these apartment buildings on this block? Is all your peoples in there living good rent free? Cause that's what, if you talking about that's your block, that's what you should be doing. Cause if I get $1 million right now, I'm going to Chirac and I'm buying O Block and I'm making that bitch rent free, and I'm putting security around that bitch, and I'm gonna say this my shit, cause I bought this bitch, and all my peoples in here that's innocent, that ain't with all that stupid shit, shooting and suicide, killing each other. You're just killing you. Weakening our community, you feel me? And killing innocents from straight bullets, cause niggas can't aim. They gonna be good. I'm like, oh shit, we rent free, we got security, nigga. Niggas gonna actually want to come live there. That's gonna increase the value. I'm telling you. I'll go back and buy plenty of apartment blocks in Memphis, nigga. Mitchell Heights. I'll go buy part of Fraser, nigga, and be like, this my shit. I don't give a fuck what you gangbang here, my nigga. I will walk up to him too. I'm like, I bought this shit. You see this document right here? I'm like, you can get mad and say whatever you want. You can shoot me right here if you want to, but it's gonna come with a hell of a lot of trouble behind it, cause I'm a man with money, nigga. But yeah, I tell him like, nigga, you see this document? I bought this. These people around here, innocent, living rent free. Calm it down. If niggas do that in the hood, our community be different. The only reason niggas is hurt in the hood, cause niggas ain't going back to help the hood. I know niggas say that, oh, well, you can't help everybody, you can't help da. But you don't know that you could change shit. Just you trying to help could change something. You're altering the timeline. I go back and buy the hood, nigga. Okay, what? Okay, all y'all niggas around here that's posted up in the trap, y'all ain't gotta sell no more. I got jobs for y'all now. We gonna do this, we gonna do that. I got this much money, I need to be moved. Who can I trust with this? We gotta get niggas out that snake mentality too. The only reason niggas be snaking each other in the hood cause of poverty. Niggas is down bad. They see another nigga get up, crabs in the barrel mentality. You put a bunch of crabs in the barrel, one crab start to make his way out, the other's gonna pull him down. Niggas gotta get out of that. And we is, slowly but surely, we is. But it can speed up though. If niggas come back and, you feel me? Niggas come back and help those in poverty, nigga. You can't forget where you came from. The hood made, like, if I get rich, nigga, I gotta remember the hood made me. I'm finna go back in. What y'all niggas got going out here? If I die behind this shit, okay, whatever. That was my destiny. If I die like how Young Dolph did, that was my destiny. Shit. You feel me? That was my destiny. But I don't see that nigga Rollo dead yet. I don't see that nigga dead yet. His people's living good because he got, you feel me? Most of these niggas, they get clapped up because they don't give back. Not only that, you gotta teach niggas too. I developed financial class. Like, man, my... Anyways, but I'm gonna hop off this live, y'all. We've been on here almost 3 hours. I appreciate y'all, man. I value everybody that came through tonight. This was a deep one. I just had to get back in my lecture bag. We gonna do these every Sunday. Every Sunday, I'm gonna give y'all a little something. You feel me? Because I'm creating a little schedule now. But every Sunday, I just know every Sunday. I don't know what time, but with this new schedule I got coming up, every Sunday after like 9:30, after 9:30 at night, I'll do one, or probably before 1:30. But every Sunday I'm gonna be doing these. You feel me? Just going in deep, because it's so much shit that I know now. I'm like, man, I gotta get back in my lecture bag and get y'all this shit. You feel me? And try to get y'all shit niggas ain't never told you before. That makes sense. You feel me? Not only that, it makes sense. I'm not just gonna tell you no shit. A lot of shit I be talking about, I be Googling it, reading it in books. Read The 7 Doctrines by Helena Blavatsky. The Secret Doctrine, not The 7 Doctrine. Read The Secret Doctrine by Helena Blavatsky. Whew, that motherfucker cold, boy. You gonna learn some What? You gonna learn some shit in there, boy? The secret doctrine? Oh my god. Oh my god. Cause you know I love reading now. I'm one of them niggas that love reading shit like that. I love reading shit, finding shit out about the lore of humans and Earth and aliens, nigga, ancient civilization. I love that shit. Cause that shit is real and it's been around. But I recommend y'all read that shit. I don't just be telling y'all no shit out the ass. You feel me? And a lot of shit I sit back and I just combine together. I'm like, okay, hold on, these match with this. Oh, so that's probably why this took place. You feel me? Just like, for example, like with the reptilians and shit. Like, you gotta remember, like, okay, like to the people in the Nuwapian Nation, and I ain't trying to talk bad on them right now, unless they say some disrespectful shit to me. But like with the motherfuckers with Dr. York in them, right? The reptilians, like, he didn't find a lot of shit that Dr. York he got from David Icke, or he got from other people that been knew about this shit. Helena Blavatsky been around before Dr. York was born, nigga. This a bitch that wrote a book a long time ago. It's just managed to still be around right now. Y'all just like just be careful who y'all listen to out there and look up to as leaders, bro. You gotta be your own leader. You gotta be your own source of light. I'm not saying you can't look at niggas for motivation and shit. You feel me? But like as far as niggas being like, oh, this the nigga that's gonna lead all of who? Cause it get tribal. You gotta remember, black people real tribalistic, even down to the T, nigga. When it come to different blocks and different parts of the land. You feel me? But a lot of that shit in there, some of that shit he came up with own sauce. And I ain't gonna cap to you about that. Some of that shit in there is own sauce, but some of that shit in there been known about. You feel me? Shit that Elijah Muhammad was already speaking on, like the mother plane. Elijah Muhammad was saying he called it the mother plane, but really it's a ship. It's a big ass ship. Even when Malcolm X said we didn't land on Plymouth Rock landed on us. Niggas knew something that we didn't know. You feel me? And they gave out what we could, so you feel me? They gave out what they could without getting killed. Cause you know they was off in niggas. But yeah, you know, just a lot of this shit been thrown around, bro. Been thrown around. Cause I'm like, damn, this nigga was talking about this nigga was talking about that. And you know what? It's good though that everybody know about this shit. Cause the more people know, the more it's gonna spread. People need to know about he said that Anunnaki story. We need the Tiamat and Aspu or Kingu story. That is the you can read it next with us. But yeah, even that Anunnaki, people need to know about that shit. You feel me? People need to know about that shit. And people also need to go within and go deeper. Go within. Some of the shit you can't Google. You feel me? Like I said, I call this bitch Planet Aquaria. You can't find that bitch in no book, cause I made it up. The same way these niggas made up Planet Tiamat and Kai and all this shit, I call this bitch Planet Aquaria. Short, and then the prefix of Aquaria is what? Aqua. That's water. It's a water-based planet. It's more water than there is land. We call it Earth, but there's more water than there is land. It's mainly water, gang. So yeah. And you know, break it down to firmament. That's nothing new. Everybody know about the firmament for eons. A lot of shit I talk about, nothing new. You go look and find that shit. You feel me? But now underwater civilizations and shit. Oh my god, boy. I'm ready to hear niggas talk about that shit. I'm waiting on it. Cause niggas talking about Atlantis more now. If you notice, a lot of people are talking more about Atlantis now. I said that niggas was gonna talk about more about Atlantis. Now watch, everybody gonna start talking about underwater civilizations. The more they keep, you gonna start seeing more ships come out the ocean. I wouldn't be surprised if the mothership come from out the ocean, nigga. And when it do, first niggas gonna start talking about them underwater civilizations. Niggas already talking about mermaids and sirens. Yes, those are real creatures, nigga. They're beings from other lands. You feel me? Other lands that's on this plane of existence we live in, or planet that we live on. When you look at the dolphins and the whales, it don't seem far-fetched that a mermaid could be, you feel me? if niggas saw and talked about it and still talk about it to this day, they be like, oh, mermaids fake. Then why we still talk about it? All aliens fake. Then why we still talk about it? All the Greek gods was fake. It was mythology. It was myth. Then why didn't niggas talk about it? Miss me with that. And we still talk about it in 2025 AD after Jesus' death. Miss me with that. Shit was real. Shit was real. Niggas knew what they saw, wrote down, and recorded. Simple. Simple. So now when we get into shit like the Loch Ness Monster and Bigfoot, that's in recent date. That's recent date shit. Now Bigfoot, I will say, could potentially be real. Google something called the Australopithecus. The Australopithecus monkey. It's an ancient monkey during prehistoric times with dinosaur shit. It stood up on two legs. It didn't walk like monkeys. That bitch stood up on two legs and walked bipedal like human. It moved around like humans, nigga. But it was a monkey though. Look it up. Look that up for homework, nigga. You'll know that Bigfoot might not be as fake as you think. That Australopithecus might still be alive. But other than that, I appreciate y'all, man. I value y'all. We've been here for 3 hours. One love, make universal love, y'all. And like always, do your own research. Don't take what I say or nobody else say. Always do your own research, externally and internally. I'm out this thing, y'all. I'm gone. We coming back though. We probably gonna come back though. With that with some gaming. That's for the people that's gonna watch the gaming though. But to everybody else that was in here for the lecture, I love y'all, man.